Good afternoon and welcome here to Moss Rose, Moss Lane even, where Altrincham and Guiseley will do battle today in the Skrill Conference North. And it's a absolutely critical game again for Guiseley to get back onto winning ways after back-to-back defeats. But I'm delighted today that we'll be joined with our good luck omen, who is Tim Richards, whose last game, I think, before you went off on a work assignment, was actually the last one we got any points out of, Tim.
Yeah, I think so. It's been disappointing watching Guiseley on Twitter and listening to the radio and not been seeing these 3 points being picked up. And I mean, reading about the good performances isn't enough when you need points in the league. So that is a frustration to look for from this point of view. But I'm sure today we can get these 3 points, because I don't know, there seems to be a good feel about the side at the moment. They seem confident. There was the behind closed door friendly in the week, which what we've heard from sounds quite confident.
Absolutely, and we'll touch on that as well later on. We're hopefully going to be having a conversation with A.D. Towers, the club chief exec, who will be able to give us some of the updates on those behind-the-scenes events that have been happening this week. We've obviously signed a new player, Ryan Williams, who A.D. was telling us all about in a pre-match conversation. He'll no doubt give us a bit more background on him later on today. We also have interviews that Tim's been scurrying around the ground here to pick up conversations and interviews with Stephen Drench and Rhys Maynell, which we will enjoy in the build-up to this game. Fantastic stadium here, first of all. Altrincham, let's just look at this as a club. This is a super club. It's got a really cracking stand that we're sat in. For those who don't know the ground, it's covered on three sides, really. There's a big seated stand here, covered terracing behind the goal and covered terracing opposite us. It's certainly a venue suitable for league football, isn't it, Tim?
Yeah, it definitely is. They're one of the sides, along with Guiseley, who will definitely be looking for promotion this season. They're doing well so far this season, we can see. And I think, if anything but promotion for them would be a disappointment this season. They should be pushing on. And but as we say with Guiseley, I mean, they could cause something today, and I've got a good feeling about the game today.
Well, I'm glad you have, Tim. But like you say, I mean, you weren't just making it up about the good feeling about the players. You've been down there, you've had a chat with the guys on the pitch. There certainly seems to be a positivity that A.D. was certainly inferring to us in the build-up today about the changes that have been made and about where that's leading, and hopefully whether it'll lead to a result on the pitch today.
Yeah, it was just the talk about the confidence, and you can see it now, the energy in the players in the warm-up. But yeah, just talking to them, there seemed to be a lot of positiveness, and the players will be itching to get those 3 points. I know as a football fan, when you haven't been winning for a while, the desire to get that win just keeps going and going. So Guiseley will not stop looking for those 3 points, and today will be a tough test. But they can definitely use this confidence in the side to push on for a result.
Well, we certainly hope so. Of course, they'll have to do that by overcoming two tough former rivals, former team players in James Walshaw and Danny Boschel. Danny Boschel actually starts on the bench. We'll go through the team news in a short while. But Wally, of course, will start. The first time he's played Guiseley since his move during the summer, and in his last game, of course, unfortunately had to oversee the Lions losing in the West Riding County Cup and also in the playoff semi-final to Halifax. So there'll be two important opponents for us to consider. But first of all, Tim's been scurrying around, like I said earlier on, getting interviews with players. And we're going to hear now from a conversation he had with Stephen Drench a little bit earlier on today.
So I'm here with Steve Drench, Guiseley Keefe for the game. Steve, how's the confidence today?
Well, after the behind closed doors game on the Tuesday where we beat Halifax 3-2, that's a bit more lively today. We're feeling a bit more confident. Obviously, we've been playing quite well in the last couple of weeks, but just mistakes have killed us a little bit. So hopefully, we'll get off to a good start today, and that'll keep the confidence building going.
Is it a case of today forgetting about some of the previous games and just thinking about today?
No, I wouldn't say so. Because obviously, we need to learn from the mistakes that we've made, both individually and collectively. But Like I say, the games that we've lost have been and gone now, so we've got to concentrate today. It's going to be a tough game because Altrincham are like they normally are up the top end of the league, pushing playoffs and possibly winning the league. So it'll be a tough game, but one we're looking forward to.
And how much are you looking forward to getting that clean sheet today?
I forgot what one of them is, to be honest. I think the last one I was in pre-season, only played 20 minutes. Yeah, clean sheet would be nice. It's a tough place to come. Obviously, they've got Wally, we know very well, and we've got Damien Reeves, who's obviously been top scorer for the last 2 years. So it'll be a big ask, but I think if we can come here and get a clean sheet, it'll be a big confidence boost for myself and the whole team. So yeah, looking forward to the game.
Thanks, Steve.
Steve Drench talking to Tim just before the game. And obviously, Tim, you had that brief chat with him. He'll be very hopeful to get that clean sheet, but you can tell he was thinking, crikey, it's been a while since I've had one of those.
Yeah, I think it was, from how he was saying it's been a bit of a mystery for him recently. I mean, after such a good season last season with the clean sheets, it's a mystery for him not to have it recently, and he really will be itching to just keep that kind of goal tight. And but I mean, it needs to come from his defence as well, so he'll be asking a lot from them. But let's hope, for his sake, he can get that first clean sheet for a while.
Absolutely, and we're all hoping for a victory, and I'd take a 1-0 boring victory this afternoon, no question about it. But it doesn't promise to be anything more than there's going to be goals in it. I mean, look at this strike lineup here: James Walshaw, Damien Reeves. It's going to be very, very tough this afternoon.
Yeah, we're just going to hope they don't come back to haunt us, the old boys, because it does happen a lot in football. But if Guiseley know a lot about him, which they do, they could keep them organised and keep the old boys at bay, as we could say.
Well, hope so. Well, now I'm delighted to say that we're going to be joined by the club chief exec, A.D. Towers. A.D.'s made his way to the top of this stand and has hopefully regained his breath from all those steps that you've just taken there, A.D.
It's a long way up at my age, yeah.
First of all, I mean, we were just talking about just now, really, about the fact that there is generally a bit of a positive mood about the campus, just from what we could gather, despite the results that have been in recent weeks.
Yeah, I mean, I think the players are very positive. It's interesting coming on the team bus today. There's just a bit of a buzz about it, and we've made 1 or 2 adjustments, got 1 or 2 players back. I mean, Matthew Clark in at centre half, it's taken a while to get him fit, but hopefully his experience and leadership will come in very handy for us. Ben Parker, who we signed a few weeks ago, getting better game by game. This is also the first time we've been able to pair Louis Swain and Alex Johnson, who is on loan from Halifax, in a game together. I have to say we've trained marvellously well this week, and there's a buzz about them. So I think we've got to be very careful, actually, not to talk ourselves into a crisis. That, you know, we looked at the run of fixtures a few weeks back and thought, well, these might be difficult. We've had a succession of injuries and sendings off and bits of ill luck, and hopefully today's the day it turns.
Well, hopefully, but I mean, this is going to be a really tough task, isn't it? And to be fair, I would say, you know, looking at this on paper, Altrincham flying at the top of the league, it wouldn't be a disaster if we got beat this afternoon.
Yes, I mean, looking at that from the sort of intellectual point of view, I would agree. But I just think that I think today, really, much as anything else, it's about a performance. It's about the lads being able to come off feeling that they've put the best shift possible in. We've a week off next week because of a sort of circumstances and FA Cup exit. So if we can come off today with a positive view of how we performed, the lads are very much behind Mark. So I mean, I think they all feel that they owe Mark a performance as well. So, but as has been said, with Walshaw and Damien Reeves, they've probably got possibly the best strike force in the league at the moment. I mean, Reeves is one of these players that you don't notice and then he'll score twice in the blink of an eye. So yeah, tremendous player at this level. I mean, clearly they're a very good squad. Lee Sinnott's assembled a very good squad over here, and that's why they are where they are. So yeah, it's a challenge, but you know, that's what football's all about.
Yeah, exactly, and things can turn around, can't they, in an instant. You've talked about some new players coming in. Obviously, we've had Alex Johnson, Louis Swain coming in on loan. First time for them to pair up. You mentioned Ben Parker. Matthew Clark's going to get his first start today. That's a lot of players, isn't it, to be introducing into September. It just goes to show that there's a lot of sorting still to go in the team.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think in fairness, you know, it would be difficult to predict pre-season that 1 or 2 players would suffer with injuries. Danny Ellis, massive miss. I mean, hopefully his injury not as bad as we expected, but nonetheless, he's going to be missing for a few weeks. Massive loss. And if I'm honest, 1 or 2 of the players that we brought in haven't worked out. So the reality is we've had to do a deal of reorganisation, lots of wheeling and dealing. And the reality is that we're hopefully now getting somewhere close to where we want to be.
Just tell us a little bit about the additional character who's been added to the squad, Ryan Williams. He joined. You announced his joining on the forum on Friday. We don't know much about him.
And if I'm honest, neither do I. I mean, this is no disrespect to Ryan because he's been training with us for a few weeks. South Yorkshire based. Asked if he could come training by way of trying to get himself fit enough to play at the very high level of university football he's playing. And I confess he surprised us. He looks ever so sharp. He's a natural finisher. Very, very quick. Quite steely-eyed for a young man. I've never seen a focus student before, only joking. But no, he really does look in training the part. And I have to say that we had a behind closed doors game the other night. Ryan came on in that and was an absolute revelation. And you know, he was very keen to sign, and we're very keen to have him. So we hope he'll prove to be that sort of occasional gem that you unearth.
Well, we're fingers crossed. We'll hope so. I mean, he's on the bench today. Just an opportunity to get the experience, or is there a chance he could feature?
No, I think there's every chance he could feature. I have to say that we've deliberately picked a fairly attacking lineup on the basis that, although we've said that Altrincham are very, very good going forward, they're perhaps less good at the back. That's no disrespect to players concerned, but they do concede a goal or two. So, there's no point in coming here and trying to defend sort of a 0-0. So let's give it a go, and that's what we're doing.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, they're not unbeatable. I mean, they lost last week, didn't they, in the FA Cup?
Yeah, I mean, defeat at Trafford last week is probably the only is one of the major concerns I have about today, because that's like us losing our local derby to our most bitter rivals. They apparently took 2/3 of the crowd to Trafford, which is, we're in the borough of Trafford, so it's just down the road, and the response of their fans was less than happy. So I imagine we might get a bit of a backlash from that today.
Yeah, we might see the backlash. Yes, that's a very good point. Well, Eddie, delighted that you could join us as ever, and we'll hope to see you and speak to you afterwards, looking a little bit happier than you have been in recent weeks.
Yes, it's been a hectic few weeks, so the smile is nearly back on the face, yes.
Well, all the best, and thanks again for joining us. And we will hope that we get the 3 points this afternoon, Tim. And of course, there's such a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes, isn't there, at the club? And there's such a lot of work going on at the moment to shape this side and make it what it needs to be.
Yeah, I mean, you just heard from Adi there just how much is going on with the side and in the trainings as well. He said it's been a great week for training, and that's got to give you confidence as a fan and as a player, just that everyone's putting in that effort to try and get this much needed result for Guiseley.
Yeah, well, we certainly hope that the result is something to smile about at the end of the day, but I tried to make the point there, if you do come away with a decent performance, and I think that's what Adi said as well, and it's not necessarily the right result, that can give you a boost as well, considering just how well Altrincham have performed so far in this division.
Yeah, exactly. It'd obviously be really disappointing for a heavy defeat in this game, but yeah, you could see if a really good performance went in and maybe their luck wasn't there, which has happened recently, you could come away not too disappointed. But when the points have been lacking, there is the possibility today of getting them. It would be great to see them come in, really. Well,
definitely. You're listening to Guiseley AFC Radio. We're delighted. We're going to be bringing you live match coverage this afternoon of the game between Altrincham and Guiseley here in sunny Cheshire. It's a beautiful day, actually. It's a perfect day for football. Quite mild, perfect conditions. It looks underfoot. The pitch seems to have a little bit of give in it without being too hard, but obviously we've had a reasonable amount of rain, but there is certainly no surface water here or anything like that from the previous few days. So it's perfect conditions, really, for a game of football this afternoon.
Yeah, I'd love to be on the pitch right now. Yeah, it's a nice surface and a good ground, and it's filling up now as well. We were talking beforehand about how many fans would be here at the Altrincham game, but they seem to have good support, and that atmosphere could help the home side, but it could also kind of give Guiseley a push on if they can hear that kind of noise going. Big
match experience. Of course, last time the Lions came to Altrincham, we won 3-1, a super result. Went a goal down, but some fantastic goals. James Walshaw on the score sheet that night, as was, I think it was Kevin Holsgrove as well. But Guiseley were absolutely phenomenal that night, and a really impressive performance. I'm sure the circumstances have very much changed between now and then, and the fortune really favours Altrincham in terms of the strength of squad and the recent run of results and the form that they have. We'll be bringing you the full match commentary. It'll be myself, Nick Keefe, and our very own Danny Ellis. I'm delighted to say that Danny was talking to me earlier on, and he's telling me that his knee perhaps is improving and may not be as bad as feared. And he's been a big loss, hasn't he, at centre-half, a big presence in the back four.
Yeah, definitely. You just need that kind of experienced head in the side. Some people call him Mr. Guiseley, and he's a really important player. He's a great talented player, but also, like you say, he's got that knowledge of the game and knowledge of the team that really lacks sometimes. Yeah,
absolutely. So we hopefully will have him back sooner rather than later, because it's been a makeshift centre-half pairing that has had to be put together in recent weeks. We'll just go through the team lineups. First of all, for Altrincham, and they're going to line up as follows: Stuart Coburn in goal, Sean Densmore the captain, Matt Doughty, Jake Moult, Gianluca Haven, Scott Leather, Brian Smeekle, Simon Richmond, James Walshaw, Damien Reeves and Nicky Clee. On the bench, Carl Rogers, James Laurie, Danny Boschel, Kyle Perry and Adam Reid. And the two names, of course, jump off the page there in Boschel and Walshaw as former Guiseley men. But also, of course, Damien Reeves, the top goal scorer, who is just able to bang in the goals for fun. But let's go through the Lions lineup. Stephen Drench, Jack Greer, Rhys Maynell, Michael Potts, Matthew Clark, Ben Parker, Wayne Brooksbury, Jake Lawler, Louis Swain, Andy Holdsworth the captain and Alex Johnson. On the bench today, Spencer Harris, Michael Burns, Paul Ennis, Ryan Williams and Phil Marsh. Well, of course, one man who has been playing that centre-half role and is having to really be a versatile and flexible player this season is Rhys Maynell, and he caught up with Tim earlier on.
So maybe with Rhys Maynell before the game. Rhys, how are you feeling post-match?
Good, mate, yeah, very good. Last week we didn't do as well as expected, but we've had a chat in there and we see that these had a bad result last week as well, so got to look at that, take positives from them getting beat and try and get a good result today.
And is it time for a win now for Guiseley?
Definitely, yeah. I think that a good win today will kick us on, get us back up the table.
And how's the week's preparation been for this game? Has it been normal or just to stick with it?
No, it's been good. The gaffer's organised a game on Tuesday for the lads that haven't been playing to get them fit as well, just in case they needed them today. And we've trained well Thursday, short and sharp, and looking forward to today.
And is there any changes in the tactics today, or are you just going to go for the same kind of?
No, we're gonna try and play our game. Don't matter what Altrincham play. If we put our game and put the chances away that we get, I'm sure we'll win the game.
And how are the conditions looking today? It's a great pitch to play on.
Yeah, it's brilliant. It's suited us down to the ground, passing it as well. But like I say, they've got some good footballers in their team, and they like to pass it as well. So hopefully it'll be a good passing game.
Thanks a lot, Rhys.
Right, mate.
Well, that was Rhys Maynell having a chat there with Tim Richards just before the before the teams were getting ready and warming up down there on the touchline. Tim, obviously Rhys excited and positive that guys who just need to focus on their own game this afternoon.
Yeah, he wasn't too bothered about changes in tactics, and he's happy to kind of keep this same thing going because we have seen some good performances from the side. And I mean, from a defensive perspective, you just got to keep playing your game and keep organised, and I'm sure that's what he'll keep doing. There are players coming back in, so he'll want to also prove a point, I think, Rhys Maynell, to possibly hold on to that centre-back spot. But yeah, again, talking about the confidence, he was happy there. Looking down just before we had that interview, there was Rhys, there was Gav, people just high-fiving and people looking confident by the side of the pitch. So yeah, it's all looking fairly confident for Guiseley, especially Rhys talking to us there.
Yeah, and hopefully, I mean, he's obviously been asked to do an awful lot of things. He's had to go from centre half, from left back to defensive midfield. He's played a number of different roles while he's been here at Guiseley. A versatile player, seems to always put in a solid performance as well, and someone who has certainly given his all for the cause in the Guiseley shirt over the last couple of years since he's joined the club. We certainly would like to see, that endeavour rewarded with the points on the pitch this afternoon. Well, looking through that team lineup, there's one or two obviously eyebrow-raising decisions. Obviously, Louis Swain and Alex Johnson coming in, the two Loney strikers. Good to see that teams get or give their younger players an opportunity to come and play from Bradford City and Halifax, respectively, those two players, and get some game time under their belts. But also good for us, isn't it, to get players of this quality coming into the club?
Yeah, especially young players as well. You hope to look for they can add a bit of pace to the side and hopefully some goals as well. It has been a struggle sometimes at the season to try and get that striking partnership right. So hopefully this is another test that could work. Louis Swain will definitely be wanting to impress coming from a bigger side. So yeah, I don't think it's a negative thing at all that we're having to bring in some younger players. It could definitely add something, a different element to the game for Guiseley.
Yeah, and they've been so... obviously, you haven't necessarily seen them with the work commitments in recent weeks, but the two players who have been very impressive. Louis Swain impressed me in passages last week against Bradford Park Avenue, impressed me when he came off the bench and scored in the game for Park Avenue against Guiseley. So he's obviously got a young man with a bright future. As is Alex Johnson. I mean, he's just got this turn of pace and ability to trouble defenders and turn centre halves. And I think that was something that we had been lacking.
Yeah, I totally agree. Looking at some of the games, there was presence up there up top. We had the big men and they kind of got it down, played it out wide. But yeah, there wasn't that kind of final third cutting edge where you, like you say, someone to turn on the ball and have a go at goal. That was lacking sometimes. It was having to come from the wingers and from midfield. So when your strikers are looking for the goal and looking to hit the target, that's certainly encouraging.
Michael Burns and Spencer Harris dropped down to the bench today. Burns, I think, has impressed when he's been in the squad since his return to the club after Steve Kittrick left the side, and will probably feel unlucky not to be in this starting 11. Obviously, looks like it's going to be more of a 4-1-3. 1-1, I think, as Adi was describing it before the match. So perhaps there's just not the place for him in that lineup, in this structure at the moment.
No, he has been chipping in with some goals, but maybe they just want to try out something new here away today. But he could come off the bench and contribute, which he has done.
Excellent. Well, we're just a few minutes away from kick-off, so we're going to hand you over to our commentary team very shortly, just as the two lineups, or the two sides rather, are coming out of here. It's just a case of getting the logistics right whilst we work out who's sitting where here in the stand. It's all a bit squashed where we are, but it's a lovely stadium, and we're going to enjoy, hopefully, a fantastic game of football, and hopefully enjoy a Guiseley result. But it's time now to pass over to our commentary team. It's going to go a little bit five live with this, and we're going to share it this afternoon. So for the first half of the match, it will be Nick Keefe and Danny Ellis.
Afternoon, Colin. Thank you very much. We're just getting ourselves comfortable here in the box. Not sure there's quite as much length on these headphones as we thought there was, so we might shuffle along. You can probably hear the teams being read out in the background. It's a perfect afternoon for football. About 15 degrees, dry, still. Perfect autumn weather. In fact, you'd take this in the summer, wouldn't you? Teams walking out onto the pitch. Andy Holdsworth leading out the Guiseley team, wearing the number 10 shirt today. And Sean Densmore, the Altrincham captain, leading his side out for the introductions. And just while the teams make their handshakes and their introductions, and we hear the Altrincham home crowd, good fair number in today, Danny, what are you thinking about the lineup that we've got today? What do you think was in Mark Bauer's mind as he chose the forward players in particular that he's gone for today?
Today's going with sort of like a three up top. Obviously to try to score some goals, which we need. Obviously we've got Clark in as well at centre half, with a lot of experience to keep it tight at the back as well, so we try not to concede. But yeah, it's looking at a lot more positive today, the formation wise that we're playing, and hopefully we can get some goals.
So for those just joining us, what do you think the formation will be today with two strikers named in the first team?
Today we're playing like a 4-3-3. Obviously we're playing Andy just in front of the back four. Michael Potts and Jake Lawler playing as like a middle two with Wayne on the right, AJ on the left, and Louis Swain going down middle. So it'll open us up a little bit more, and I think we'll create a lot more chances.
Okay, so teams have taken their halves. The captains are meeting in the centre circle for a handshake, the coin toss, and we'll just wait and see which direction Guiseley will be kicking off or will be playing in the first half. And for those of you who know the ground, we're set up in the back of the main seated stand here, right at the back. It's a fantastic commentary position for us, long way from the pitch. But we get a good good view of one of the goals at least, Danny. One of them we're behind glass here, so we'll have to see what we can see.
Yeah, it's sat quite high and quite far away actually. It's quite deceiving this stand from sitting right at the back here, but you've got quite a good view, and hopefully get some goals.
Absolutely. So it does look as though it will be Guiseley to take the kick off, and Wayne Brooksby and Louis Swain stood in the centre circle at the moment, I think, waiting to take this. Can't do anything about the noise from the announcements in the ground. Proper league announcements here. Fantastic tannoy system, so sorry if you can't hear us over that. And the kick-off has been made, and Guiseley are underway. Michael Potts moving it forward to number 9, Louis Swain, who's approaching the edge of the box on the left-hand side, and ball breaks up in play a little bit, and Altrincham will have a chance to start at the back with goalkeeper Stuart Colburn playing in blue, and he rolls it out to his defence as Altrincham look to start to build down the left-hand side in these opening moments. Long ball goes down towards the edge of the Guiseley area, and Andy Holdsworth steps in and tidies up, and Stephen Drench gets his first touch of the game. Moving it long, looking for Louis Swain, and it's straight back through to Stuart Colburn as well. I don't know if we'll see too much long ball football today, Danny, but both sides just look like they're feeling each other out in the early moments.
Oh, no. Yeah, Jake's just caught him there. Just a foul on Altrincham lad. Looks like he's hurt as well.
That's right. It was just a slightly late challenge there by Alex Johnson, wearing number 11 for Guiseley today on the Altrincham 11, Nicky Clee. He was down. He looks it might be in a bit of pain here. He's just getting up onto his knees at the moment, looking a little bit ginger. And he looks like he's getting to his feet, and he'll probably be all right to continue. He's just letting the referee know what he thought of that challenge while he's got the chance. But all seems fairly well humoured, and Altrincham will restart about halfway in their own half, just out towards the left-hand side, looking to restart here. And it'll be Scott Leather with the free kick. Free kick goes long, left, looking for James Walshaw on the edge of the Guiseley area. Reece Maynell steps in front, but the ball goes through into the area, and Stephen Drench having to be alive there in the early moments. Damien Reeves, as he always does, looking so dangerous there on the edge of the 6-yard line.
Yeah, one ball straight through. He's got wrong side of Clark and seems to beat the offside trap. Reeves are there. And to be fair, from that position there, you'd expect Reeves to score. Just sort of tapped it to Drench and has comfortably collected it.
Absolutely. So a brand new central defensive pairing for Guiseley today. Mark Bauer sending out experienced new signing Matt Clark, who had a late start to his Guiseley career, got injured before the first game he was due to play in, but he's available and fit today. And Reece Maynell, who turned his ankle last game, but he has been past fit to start today. So that is the centre-back pairing. The ball's down on the left for Guiseley at the moment. The throw-in taken, looking for Swain. Altrincham asking for a free kick, but Swain breaking into the edge of the box, squaring it.
Yes!
It's a goal for Guiseley. A fantastic start. Louis Swain squaring the ball. The goalkeeper tipped it out. Guiseley's players were coming in fast on the edge of the box there. It was cleared up and put in by Michael Potts, breaking on the edge of the box there. And Guiseley won. Altrincham 0.
Tell you what a great run that is from Louis Swain. Getting down the left-hand side, pulling the ball back perfectly for Michael Potts to smash it home. Great play from us, 1-0.
And that's exactly the start that Guiseley were looking for. Their first time they've led in a game since Mark Bauer took over, and to get that goal so early in the game will hopefully settle a few nerves amongst the Guiseley team, and it will leave Altrincham chasing the game with the long ball going through, looking for Damien Reeves. Sprung the offside trap again, but Stuart Drench was alive to it, came out and took the ball with both hands and clears it now upfield. He's looking for Alex Johnson there, but mopped up by Altrincham. Again, Damien Reeves with the ball in possession, laying it off square over to the left to Nicky Clee. Nicky Clee takes the shot, but it's kind of scuffed, and Stephen Drench looked like he had plenty of time to collect it and maybe even see it out, but in the end he had to get it with two hands as Altrincham pressure forced him to take action. He wasn't going to go out for a goal kick there, Danny.
No, he's mopped up quite comfortably there, Drencher. One ball before that for going over the top for Damien Reeves. Again, he's just beat the offside trap and unlucky not to get in.
Guiseley in possession again. Michael Potts on the left, playing it back to Ben Parker. Moves forward and eventually it comes back to Alex Johnson. Andy Holdsworth playing it up to Michael Potts in the left wing position. Turns round, has to go back to where he came from. And then eventually Andy Holdsworth with a long crossfield ball looking for Wayne Brooksby on the right-hand edge of the Altrincham area. Wayne Brooksby cuts inside, plays it back to Jake Lawler, who mops up, giving it to Andy Holdsworth. Andy Holdsworth maybe clipped late there as Wayne Brooksby is looking for scraps. Alex Johnson picks it up on the edge of the area. Three Altrincham players trying to bring the ball off him. Thought maybe a free kick may have been called for there, but it's with Jack Ray on the right-hand side. And we thought he'd want to throw in, but the linesman has signalled the other way, saying the ball came off Jack Ray. Nicky Clee will collect the ball and pass it back to Matt Doty to take the throw-in. Just approaching the halfway line, Matt Doty takes the throw-in. Looking for Nicky Clee, who lays it off to James Walshaw. Walshaw lays it off to Simon Richmond. Moving it over to the right now, Altrincham. Sean Densmore in possession. And Altrincham are moving it in midfield. Michael Potts battling well to break up the play, win the ball for Guiseley. Plays it back to Ben Parker. Parker up to Alex Johnson. To Michael Potts. Spins, turns, loses his man. Jake Lawler looks to thread Louis Swain through with a ball along the deck, but it makes its way through to the goalkeeper Coburn. He throws it out into the left back area to Matt Doughty. Plays it long, looking for Damien Reeves. There's a heavy touch from the chest by Reeves, and Jake Lawler's able to get in there, play it back to Matt Clark. And Guiseley have the opportunity to get their foot on the ball again and start to move it around. Jack Ray plays it in midfield to Michael Potts, who plays a speculative ball down into the right channel. And again back with Coburn. So it still looks actually like both teams just testing each other's defences, looking to see where the pace is going to be, looking to see where they've got an extra man or a bit of space. As the long ball looking for James Walshaw on the Altrincham left, and he's got two Guiseley men with him, but he lays it back to Doty, and Wayne Brooksby does well to get him with a challenge on the floor there and win the ball, and he'll look to bring it forward, lays it forward to Alex Johnson, who tried to turn his man, and it's just got a little bit scrappy in midfield, but Altrincham have come away with the ball. Doty again on the ball on the halfway line on the left-hand side for Altrincham. And Clee moves it forward to Reeves, who's being watched closely by Matt Clark, who gets his foot in, gives it to Jack Ray, returns it to Clark, and Clark's going to look to move it long to Louis Swain on the halfway line. Returns to Andy Holdsworth, to Jack Ray at right back, and then forward to Wayne Brooksby. Just slightly heavy touch there, misses out. And the ball breaks loose. I don't know how that ball got through there, but James Walshaw is on the ball in the left-hand edge of the Altrincham area, squares it, but there's no one in an Altrincham shirt nearby, and Ben Parker has time to move it clear. I'm just waiting for a break in play there, Danny. It's all been good passing football so far, and the ball's not gone out for long enough to get your thoughts as Jack Ray comes across into the midfield area to tidy up. Alex Johnson lays it back to Ben Parker, to Jake Lawler. Alex Johnson again. And the ball goes out of play, level on the halfway line on the left-hand side for Guiseley. What are you seeing so far then, Danny?
Yeah, I think both teams are playing quite deep. Pitch seems to look massive for some reason, so there's plenty of space for players to getting in. And there's chances creeping between both teams. You can see why a league team would have chosen to base their academy here. It is a very good playing surface, and it does look large as Jake Lawler brings it on the edge of the area looking for Alex Johnson, and it's tidied up, and Guiseley have the throw-in about 6 yards short of the edge of the area on the left-hand side as Ben Parker picks up the ball and starts looking for a man.
Ben Parker looking to restart, throws it to Michael Potts, who lays it all the way back to Matt Clark on the halfway line. And Clark lifts it over the top to Alex Johnson on the edge of the box, who lays it off, hoping Jake Lawler would be coming in, but he was a little bit further away than he thought. And again, Matt Clark is at the back tidying up for Guiseley. Stands on the ball and has to regain his footing there. And Altrincham win a throw-in on the right-hand side, but it's wasted, and Andy Holdsworth is going to bring it away for Guiseley. Lawler, Holdsworth running into the Altrincham half. Wayne Brooksby's first touch just letting him down a little bit there, and it's cleared to the Guiseley right back, Jack Ray. Forward to Potts. Forward into the left-hand channel looking for Alex Johnson. Johnson's level with the edge of the area, moving forward into the box, looking to get onto his right foot, but it's cut out well by the Altrincham captain, Densmore, who clears it forward, looking for James Walshaw. And once again, Guiseley are back in possession, and Guiseley are doing very well so far to pick up these scraps in midfield and get another move. More pressure from Guiseley. Brooksby, Lawler, Michael Potts moves it to the right, looking for Jack Ray. Jack Ray turns backwards, back to Potts. Potts lifts it over the top, looking for Wayne Brooksby, but he's challenged well, and it's Nicky Clee who will bring it forward for Altrincham on the left. Michael Potts showing him down the line. And Clee moves it forward to Doty, and the ball came inside, and Rhys Maynell had to make a brave challenge to get in there and knock that out for a throw-in. And I've just noticed Wayne Brooksby looks like he's in a little bit of discomfort down there. I don't know if he's taken a knock in the face or an elbow to the nose or something, Danny.
Yeah, I think it was an elbow has caught Wayne in the face there. That's why he's gone down. Yeah, we're passing ball lovely, which seems to be breaking down in sort of bad areas at the minute. So we're going to have to be careful, especially at back, giving it away on halfway line and stuff. Yeah,
it does look like it could be quite an open game, and if Guiseley make a mistake, there is lots of space there at the back for the likes of Walshaw and Reeves to move into. The ball's just on the edge of the Altrincham area at the moment, and Altrincham are looking to start to build a move out on the left again to Clee, which is where most of Altringham's efforts have been focused so far. Doty throws it long, looking for Reeves. Reeves tries to move it in field. Wayne Brooksby challenging for the header. And it's a Guiseley throw down on the right, and Jack Ray will restart play almost on the halfway line here. We're 11 minutes into the game, and Guiseley are 1-0 up here away at Altrincham. Exactly the start they would have hoped for. It's the first time they have led a game since the change in management, and that goal will have settled their nerves as Altrincham are having to build right from inside their own area at the back. Louis Swain and Alex Johnson both providing good pressure against the Altrincham defenders.
Yeah, it's always good to get an early goal, especially first sort of 5-10 minutes. Sort of settles you down, but you can never take your foot off at gas, especially against when you've got likes of Walshaw and Reeves up front for Altrincham.
Absolutely. Simon Richmond in midfield for Altrincham, playing it back. Densmore knocks it long, looking for Walshaw again, but he's marshalled well by Rhys Maynell, who clears the ball straight up into the air. I think that's just about come down on the far side of the stand, and a new ball will come onto the pitch from the side that we're sat, as we watch Altrincham playing from right to left from where we are sat in the main stand. The ball's down on the right touchline with Smeekle. Plays it into the area. Matt Clark clears it out for another Altrincham throw on the right-hand side. And that's taken. Oh, no, it's not. It's passed on. That's a poor throw in that, given straight back to Guiseley. Jake Lawler, though, his pass was a little bit short of the man he was aiming for, and Guiseley are scrapping away to try and bring it out in midfield. It's all just breaking down in the middle third of the pitch at the moment. There's an awful lot of players in there, not a lot of space for anyone, but it is Altrincham that looked to bring it forward, but a very heavy touch from Jake Mult, I think it was. Cleared it all the way behind the Guiseley goal line. Stephen Drench, I think this is his first goal kick of the first half.
Yeah, it's quite tippy-tappy in there at the minute, especially in Middle at Park. We're holding quite a good line as well, so just keeping them at bay at the minute.
What do you think Altrincham will be looking to do with their strikers? Do you think they've got an eye on pace against the Guiseley defence here of Maynell and Clark today? Is that maybe how they're going to get in?
Yeah, I think they'll attempt that quite often, with especially likes at pace that Walshaw that we're all aware has got, and Reeves as well likes to always go in behind. So that'll be a style that they'll try to sort of counter us on.
Yes. Altrincham have got the ball on the right. Ball's played back to Mult, who crosses it into the box, and Jack Ray heads it clear well, finding Alex Johnson almost on the halfway line, who plays it forward looking for Louis Swain, who's running down the right-hand side, reaching the edge of the Altrincham box now, cuts in onto his left, looking to take a shot. It floats well wide of Coburn's goal, but a dangerous position there, and Louis Swain showing again wanting to get onto his left foot, and a left-footed striker is something guys they haven't had for a little while, Danny.
Yeah, he's done well there, Louis, to be fair. He's got the ball on our right-hand side, sort of cut inside and shot with his left, probably sliced it just a little bit far and wide, but...
Long clearance, Rhys Maynell heads it forward, and the ball's coming down at the feet of Louis Swain, who's not able to control it, and then trying to chase the ball down, goes in quite late on the Altrincham player, and I think the referee's going to call him over and have a little bit of a talking to with him there, because we haven't seen any challenges like that so far today, and the referee, quite rightly, I think, is just telling him, keep your studs down, and if the ball's not there, don't go for it.
Yeah, bad touch there from Louis Swain. He's had to try recover with looked like a bad tackle, but referee's been quite sensible and just sort of had a word with him. Interesting.
While that was going on, that James Walshaw made sure he'd come all the way back into his own defence's area to have a word with the referee on behalf of the Altrincham team. I'm not quite sure what his official capacity was in that. Altrincham restart from the back with a long free kick, looking for Walshaw on the edge of the box. He heads it on to Reeves. Reeves plays it back to Clee, and Clee's shot is scuffed and goes behind for a Guiseley throw-in. But a dangerous position there, and Damien Reeves, we know how dangerous he is. Seems to be forging a really productive partnership with James Walshaw.
Yeah, he's done well there, Wally there. He's won a great header against Rees, and like you say, he's not too far away from there, Reeves.
Stephen Trench just getting ready to take this goal kick. Plays it out to the far left, again looking for Alex Johnson, who's holding his man well, maybe being fouled there. Looked like he was being brought down, and the referee looked like he'd given a Guiseley free kick, and then immediately after indicated that it was actually Alex Johnson who was in the wrong, and Altrincham will start from their right back position just outside of their area. Not sure what your view of that was, Danny.
No, he's backing in there. He's and the referee, I can't understand why he's given that there, to be honest. Alex Johnson's done really well. Got a foul and he's given it away, but...
No, it was a good tussle, the sort you want to see a striker get involved in. And as we say that, Wayne Brooksby's foul just inside his own half. And Andy Holdsworth, the captain, having a word maybe with the referee about the previous incident, and letting him know that they expect a fair shake, which I'm sure the referee always finds very helpful to be told. And Stephen Trench is coming all the way up to nearly the halfway line, just to the right of the centre circle, to take the free kick. And we know he's got very good delivery, actually, hasn't he, Stephen Trench? Very good with a long pass. Who do you think he'll be looking for?
Yeah, I'll be going for Matt Clarkey, I would have thought.
Only Rhys Maynell has stayed back. The ball's long, looking for Clark. He goes behind. She's looking for Jake Lawler as well. And eventually the last touch was off an Altrincham player, and Guiseley have a corner on their left. And Altrincham will line up here in the 17th minute for their first corner, I think, of the game. Andy Holdsworth has gone over to take it on his right foot. An in-swinging corner will be coming in. And Alex Johnson is on Coburn, the keeper, and the rest of the Guiseley players looking to get in there and get a head on it. Matt Clark was the closest, but it's broken on the edge of the box. And the referee's given something, not sure what it was for. Admittedly, there's a pillar between me and where the action was there. But not maybe a handball, we think.
Yeah, he's given it as an handball there against Michael Potts, I think.
Yeah.
Can't really get out away from there, but...
No, and Coburn's got a choice of two balls now. A new one got brought on the pitch, and the first one got returned, so just got a little break in play while we sort that out, and it will be Gianluca Haven. Oh no, Stuart Coburn actually takes it to Haven on the edge of the box. Plays it long into the midfield. Molt to the right to Densmore. Densmore back to Haven. Altrincham looking to try and move it down into the right-hand channel, looking for Damien Reeves. Once again, Mark Clark going over, trying to see it out of play, but actually it's still in play on the right-hand side, moving it back in midfield now. To Richmond. Richmond dispossessed well by Michael Potts there, who again finds himself on the ball. He's turning this way and that, moving forwards and backwards, trying to find a Guiseley man to pass it to, and eventually carves out wide to the right to Louis Swain, who was having his shirt pulled all the way off him. Eventually the referee gives the free kick. Altrincham fans not convinced, but it was a clear shirt pull from here, Danny.
Yeah, I think there's no arguments in that there. He's grabbed hold of his shirt. Well done there, Michael Potts as well. He had nothing to pass, and he's actually turned out a really good pass in the end, playing it like blind over his shoulder.
Yeah, held on
going
to
back
it.
to his back to his own goal.
Sorry, Danny. Yeah, he held on to it well, turning around, moving forwards and backwards, waiting for the chance to become present, not panicking and knocking it long. And that's a very good sign from a Guiseley point of view, to see them looking confident in possession. Stephen Drench launches it to the far left-hand side, looking for Matt Clark again. And it's headed clear to Andy Holdsworth, who plays it forward to Alex Johnson on the left. Johnson, with his back to goal, plays it to Ben Parker. Ben Parker out wide to Andy Holdsworth, who's on the left wing. Inside to Jake Lawler. Lawler to Parker. Parker plays it infield to Michael Potts again. Back to Rhys Maynell. Guiseley moving it all the way back to Stephen Drench, who will launch it long, looking for Louis Swain or Alex Johnson. Good strong header by Scott Leather from the back. And Wayne Brooksby picks it up on the right wing. Back to Jack Ray, who plays it forward to Louis Swain. Swain with his back to goal, lays it off to Lawler, to Andy Holdsworth. Holdsworth picks out a pass to Alex Johnson inside the box. And Johnson, not sure whether he was looking for a cross or a shot, but in the end it was easy for Altrincham to tidy up at the back, Danny.
Yeah, he's got in a good position there as Alex Johnson. I think he just tried to put it in a good area, really. Unfortunately, there's nobody there for Guiseley to tap it in. But no, good play from us.
Altrincham have restarted, but they're again deep in their own half, moving the ball around, trying to find an outlet. And again it comes,
Go on, Wayne.
It looked like it was coming on the left, but Wayne Brooksby got the ball. He's running at pace into the edge of the box. On the right-hand side, squares it across, and it's cut out well before Alex Johnson got there for what would have been a very good clear chance for Guiseley. Important intervention there.
Yeah, good defending from Altrincham's point of view there. Wayne's got in great position, trying to pick one player out there, a couple of the Altrincham defenders, but another chance.
And in the 21st minute, Jack Ray takes the throw in to Louis Swain just inside the box, turning to get onto his left, plays it to Michael Potts, and he puts it out right to Jack Ray. Jack Ray to Wayne Brooksby. Brooksby to Andy Holdsworth. Andy Holdsworth plays it into the edge of the box, but it's tidied up again, and Altrincham in possession in the left back area, but struggling to find an outlet pass. Damien Reeves, tries to turn Rhys Maynell, but it's back in the left back area for Altrincham. Long ball looking for Smeaker. I'm not sure how to pronounce his name, but either way, Rhys Maynell has dispossessed him, and he makes a clearance, or it rebounds off the player, and in the end it's Matt Clark who tidies up. And it's gone out for a throw-in on the right-hand side as we reach the halfway point in the first half. I'll just have a little bit of a readjustment as we hear Danny Ellis's thoughts, and the next voice after that will be Colin Robertson.
Yeah, we've sort of steadying down a bit now, it's game. We're getting into some good areas as well. Looking quite solid. Just get that other goal, and I'm sure we'll kick on.
Yes, so thank you, Nick, for that first half. Bringing us the luck and the goal that we've all been craving for. And Guiseley go forward again, this time with Wayne Brooksby. Plays the ball out wide here. Picked up by Swain on the edge of the area. It's into the area, just blocked in the edge of the 6-yard box, and eventually cleared up to the halfway line. Headed on by Matt Clark. And Guiseley keep the attacking movement going with Potts up to the edge of the 18-yard box, but moved away. And then a counter-attack can start for Altrincham. Great tackle from Jake Lawler, though, to take the ball away from Smeaker. And Guiseley now have the ball up on the halfway line. Chance for them to just get the foot on with Alex Johnson. Helps it back to the back line, where Rhys Maynell manages to get the ball up to Brooksby on the halfway line. Guiseley now still in possession. Inside their own half, though. They play the ball long, and then there's a foul. And Altrincham will have a bit of respite with a free kick. Once again, Danny, incisive movement up front.
Yeah, it's working really well up front today, especially going forward. Wayne's getting on ball quite a lot. Yeah, it's looking so much more positive.
Now Altrincham have the ball inside the Guiseley half. It's with Nicky Clee. Square now to Molt. Molt plays it forward here for Richmond to pick up. Outright here to the captain, Densmore. Square to Smeaker. Calm play from Altrincham as they look to build up patiently. Long ball into the area, headed away by Jack Rea. Down here to Brooksby, inside his own half. Back to the right back, Ria. Ria helps it forward into the Altrincham half, but it's returned by Leather. And now it's picked up by Brooksby inside the Guiseley half. Square to Lawler in the centre circle. He helps it back to Clark. Forward into Altrincham territory. Very firm alignment of the back four there, and it sees Haven coolly step across now and look to see if he can craft out another attacking opportunity now for Altrincham. The ball here with Richmond. Altrincham into the Guiseley half now. Back here to Haven. Haven just comes over the centre circle, lays a very cool ball forward, looking for Smeekle. Cut out well by Ben Parker. Then played up here towards Alex Johnson. He takes the ball past Haven, goes into the Altrincham half. No one ahead of him, so he has to check his run. Plays it back. Now it's helped on to Swain. Swain out wide here to Jake Lawler. Lawler square now to Holdsworth. Good football here from Guiseley once again. Holdsworth a great raking ball out to the right-hand side. Finds Brooksby. Brooksby helps it onto the edge of the area. Johnson's looking for it. Under pressure. He's got 3 men round him. Helps it back this time to Brooksby. Brooksby now out by the touchline. Now about level with the edge of the 18-yard box. Helps it into the area. Headed away there by Haven inside the 6-yard box. Altrincham having to defend deep. They're under pressure here. Michael Potts gets a block inside the penalty area, and it's gone behind for a goal kick. Once again, great patient football.
Great play there, Colin. Absolutely brilliant play. They've worked it from left to right. I think everyone's had a touch-up ball there and almost got in.
So Guiseley, once again, have to start with Altrincham in possession, but good ball winning from Matt Clark. Picks the ball out here to Wayne Brooksby, tries to go past the fullback, Matt Doughty. Doughty blocks him, and it's a free kick to Guiseley just inside the Altrincham half. Very impressive first half of this first half.
Yeah, we've playing some absolute quality stuff going forward. We've always got to be aware of Reeves and Walshaw up front. Trying that ball over at top, and they're not having much joy at the minute. So, yeah, we're playing some really good stuff.
Danger's always there, but as it is at the moment, Guiseley currently have the ball and in their own half, and launch this one long up to the edge of the penalty area. Flicked on, helped down here by Johnson, helped away by Altrincham, and then it's gone out for a throw-in. Guiseley just asking a few more questions of Altrincham than perhaps might have been expected before this game. Jack Greer lofts it long, flicked on there by Swain. Johnson goes looking, Haven across to cut the ball out, knock it out for a throw-in. About level with the penalty spot on the right-hand side as Guiseley come down towards the open terrace of this ground. Jack Greer with a throw will take this. Plays it a poor one actually, given away easily. Picked up well by Potts. Potts plays it forward. Finds Johnson. Johnson tries to get the ball across into the area. Cut out by Leather and helped out for a goal kick as it comes back off Louis Swain. 26 minutes gone. Altrincham and Guiseley. And scoreline that I'm sure the Robins weren't expecting. The Lions lead. All thanks to Michael Potts after great work from Alex Johnson on the left-hand side, and Guiseley currently a goal to the good here. But they have to defend now because Densmore's coming forward. Plays a poor ball towards Smeekle, cut out well by Holdsworth. Picked up now by Potts, working hard in midfield, helps the ball forward, looking for Alex Johnson. It's way ahead of him. Johnson and Swain just seems to have swapped sides. The threat of those two down the flanks has been a real revelation, hasn't it, this afternoon?
Yeah, they've looked so bright this afternoon, getting on the ball, causing all kinds of problems. Just keep getting the ball out to her.
Down here to Doughty. Doughty, full-back, blocked well by Brooksby. The ball stays in play, helped on now to Johnson. Back here to Brooksby. Holdsworth, a little ball through, looking for Johnson. Free kick goes against him. A bit harsh that. He was trying to go through Leather, but whether Leather stepped across him.
Yeah, he just couldn't get out of the way, could he, of him? So, yeah, referees give a pretty soft free kick there.
Guiseley now watching Altrincham try and move the ball forward. Long one from Leather into the Guiseley half. Direct football from the home fit team. Blocked by Potts though. Helps it back to Matt Clark on the edge of the area. Long one forward. Home fans getting a little restless, frustrated that their team are trailing by a 1-0 to Guiseley, who, in their book, will have been here for the taking this afternoon on a run of wretched number of defeats. Altrincham come forward.
Well done.
A long ball here up to the edge of the 18-yard box, and Stephen Drench was there just to pluck it away from Nicky Clee. The ball launched forward immediately by Drench, trying to set Louis Swain away. Swain takes advantage of a slip, goes to the edge of the area, tries to beat two players. Jake Lawler follows up. The ball still bounces loose. Nobody can get on the end of it. Altrincham just enough to get the ball away up to the halfway line. But just a chance there for Swain to capitalise on a mistake. Guiseley win the ball again here. Potts takes a heavy challenge, but the referee says play on, advantage. Jake Lawler has it. Here with Swain. Swain, trickery. Turns his man. Goes towards the edge of the 18-yard box. Could get a shot away with the left foot. Blocked this time by Haven. As just Swain looked to be about to pull the trigger, and then Andy Holdsworth goes down under a challenge from James Walshaw, and it's going to be a free kick here.
Yeah, great play again. Louis Swain. Mistake from their back four. He's got in. It's unfortunate. Not many. Just that little final little touch.
Is there something we're used to seeing? James Walshaw just having a wee chat with the referee. I don't recall seeing that.
There's no arguments in that one. Definite free kick.
I'm sure there'll be a few interesting challenges across the course of the 90 minutes. Free kick to Guiseley now, just on the edge of the centre circle. And inside the Altrincham half, they've got 5-6 yellow shirts all on the edge of the 18-yard line, looking to get on the end of Michael Potts' delivery. Potts gets the ball into the area on the edge of the 6-yard box, headed away by Walshaw in the end. Guiseley still have the ball inside the penalty area, but eventually it's helped away. And then Clee looks to clear, but Holdsworth with a great header to deny Clee, and it's a throw into Altrincham. Excellent delivery there from Potts.
Great ball in box, right in danger zone. The run. Good defending, to be fair, from Altrincham to win that ball away. But great delivery.
Now Haven has the ball. Guiseley pressing upfield, actually, keeping a good tempo in this game. Smeakel under pressure inside his own half. Loses out to Johnson. And it's gone for a throw, but it's a Guiseley throw. Level with the edge of the centre circle on the left-hand side as they attack this Altrincham goal. Jake Lawler lays it back now to Clark. Clark, long one forward.
Ball.
Finds Swain, under pressure from Haven. Oof. Gets a second, very heavy tackle. Guys have a free kick about 30 yards from goal. But it's been coming. Swain causing all sorts of problems for Altrincham.
Yeah, it's causing it's an handful for their back four this afternoon. He's muscling. Great first touch there. Lad just absolutely taking him out.
Yeah, Swain's back up on his feet. And it's going to be Andy Holdsworth to take this. About level with the left-hand side of the angle of the penalty area. But a good 30 yards from goal. So it's too far for a shot, so it's going to be delivered in across. And there's, again, 5-6 yellow shirts on the edge of that 18-yard box. The ball this time from Holdsworth. In towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Clark up there battling. Goalkeeper Coburn gets something on it. Referee decides...
Done well, that keeper, to be fair.
Well, yeah, he did, didn't he? But I think it was an offside in the end. Yes, he's a bit of a presence, isn't he? On the edge of the 6-yard box was Matt Clark there, who's challenging for that ball.
Yeah, he's done really well there. The keeper, to be fair, Matt Clark's backed him on that one, but yeah, well done to the keeper, to be fair.
In the end, Altrincham have the ball. Now they can move forward with Haven. Trying to come over the halfway line. Richmond looks for options, has to go square to Densmore. Densmore lofts one forward looking for Reeves. Now down here, Walshaw picking it up in a midfield position. Nods it back here. Finds Matt Doughty. Doughty, the left back, plays the ball in towards the edge of the 18-yard box. Good header from Rhys Maynell. Gets the ball away. It comes back though once again as Guiseley look to defend, and then just a little coming together, and Richmond overhits the ball under pressure. Look for a foul, but it's gone behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, great defending there from Rhys. Great header. Looking really tight at back there now. We've forced them to go long or in the air, which is quite, it's in our advantage. Obviously, Clark, it's Isa and Rhys, good in air as well. So, got to be happy at minute.
You can never rest though, can you, with Damien Reeves on the pitch, and Walshaw, of course. Guiseley helped the ball forward with Potts. Flicked up in the air by Louis Swain. Not quite the direction this time. Lofted away back towards Stephen Drench's goal. A rather unconventional clearance from Drench. means that Jack Rea is forced into heading duties, which he does well. And Guiseley can start the counter-attack themselves here with Brooksby. Brooksby's just muscled off the ball. I think he's looking for a free kick for a moment, but nothing in it at all. And Altrincham come down the right-hand side now with Smeekle from Densmore. Smeekle tries to get the cross in. Well blocked by Clark. Clark doesn't know where it is. Finally gets hold of the ball and knocks it out for a throw just by that corner flag. A very incisive counter-attacking movement there from Altrincham.
Yeah, they've played it well down the right there. Is it Smeekle who's got in? Good defending from Clarkey. Had to be Sean, put it out in a touch.
Smeekle now with the ball for Altrincham. Lays it back. Guiseley still defending in numbers inside their own half. The ball all the way back here with Leather, the centre half. Lofts it high in the air. Bounces over everyone and James Walshaw. Still on the edge of that 18-yard box where Clee gets a head onto it and plays it down to Doughty. Doughty tries to get the ball into the area. This time it bounces clear. Louis Swain picks it up. Under pressure. Tries to feed Alex Johnson through, but it was never going to reach him. And Altrincham have the ball once again.
Great defending.
Up to the edge of the area looking for Reeves, and as Danny says, great defending from Matt Clark there.
Yeah, he's done really well there to win that ball. In favour of Reeves then, he's got his head in there. Great defending.
Guys, he will have to do some defending this afternoon, that's for sure. There's plenty of pressure yet to be applied, I'm sure, from this Altrincham side. In there from Clee into the area. Lofted away by Andy Holdsworth. Altrincham just having a little spell of possession. Throw in. Oh, in fact, unbeknown to everyone, there's been an offside against, it must have been Reeves. And we're all a little perplexed, but a little bit grateful as well, because Altrincham were just getting a little bit of momentum there.
Yeah, I don't think anyone saw offside there. But no, they're getting a little bit of momentum down this left-hand side there. But we've defended really well. And we'll take the offside.
Well, you remember the game last season that we played here. An absolutely brilliant 3-1 victory. Went a goal down that night.
Yeah, I think we'd deflected a own goal as well that night. And we played really well, 3-1. Hopefully we'll see him again today.
Yeah, we'd like to see something similar. At the moment it's going Guiseley's
way.
Great
tackle, Andy.
Andy Holdsworth just taking the ball away from James Walshaw. Fantastic tackle. Guiseley now launch the ball down the left-hand side and it's picked up by Alex Johnson. Level with the edge of the area. Comes in towards the edge of the area. Johnson lays it back here to Jake Lawler. Lawler, a little bit under pressure, has to go back. And then Ben Parker gets it and slips on the ball. Can't get up. And Smeekle takes it away from him. Just breaks that attacking flow up. And now Nicky Clee with the ball inside his own half. Lays it out to the left-hand side. Finds the feet of Doughty.
Jack.
Good tackling from Jack Rea. Takes it away from Doughty. Plays it up towards Swain. Swain with 4 shirts around him. Plays it square here to Michael Potts. Potts will take a shot from distance. There's a grass cutter. And it's gone all the way to Stuart Coburn.
Yeah, he's leaning back there a little bit. He's Michael Potts from edge of box. We're about 25 yards out. And yeah, he's not really connected with it too well. Sort of rolled into keeper.
Now Altrincham have the ball in their own half. Flaked on now towards Walshaw from Reeves. Helped away by Maynell. Great first half so far for Guiseley. Leather can't get onto it. Guiseley win a throw-in. And another mistake forced on the Altrincham back four by the presence of Louis Swain and Brooksby. And Guiseley now have a throw about level with the 18-yard box on the right-hand side. Jack Rea steps forward to take. Short to Potts. Back to Rea. Rea hugging the touchline. There's a few options because he's closed down well. In the end, it's a pull ball between Potts and Rea. And it's cleared by Nicky Clee, but it's gone out for another throw-in. And in fact, the referee somehow has seen it go off a Guiseley man and out for an Altrincham throw. Not quite sure about that. Throw's taken anyway by Doughty. 38 minutes gone here. Guiseley lead Altrincham by 1-0. The goal scorer Michael Potts on 3 minutes. And it's been well-deserved lead. It's not against the run of play. The Lions have certainly turned in the performance this afternoon. James Walshaw now has the ball inside the Guiseley half. Plays it forward now here to Malt. Malt out wide now to Damien Reeves. Reeves to Smeekle. Smeekle has Densmore on the edge of the area. Densmore gets it in towards that edge of the area. Ball goes loose. Smeekle gets a shot. Brilliant save by Stephen Drench. Held up very strongly. The ball bounced fortuitously to Smeekle in the area after Guiseley couldn't clear the lines. A firm shot, but well parried wide.
Yeah, we've struggled to clear his lines there. Great ball in the box, half-heartedly cleared, and it's fallen to one of the Altrincham players, I can't remember, I don't know which one's shot.
Schmeichel, yeah.
It's Schmeichel who's shot, and Drench has done a great save and tipped it for a corner.
Corner now comes in up towards the edge of the 6-yard box, flicked away from Leather, because Drench just did enough there just to make sure the header wasn't made, but it's another corner, this time from the opposite angle. Guiseley just under pressure here as we head towards half-time. 39 minutes gone in this game. Guiseley lead by a goal to nil here on Guiseley AFC Radio. Michael Potts, the goal scorer, but now it's a corner to Altrincham. Nicky Clee to take on the left-hand side, whips it in towards the penalty spot, headed
Great
away
header,
well
Clark.
by Matt Clark. Up towards the halfway line, taken down by Louis Swain. Louis Swain under pressure, helps the ball back to Ben Parker, does really well just to hold things up and cool things down. And then Jake Lawler out square here to Holdsworth. Holdsworth has the ball at his feet, commandingly plays the ball out to the left-hand side, looking to send Alex Johnson on his way. Great turn of pace from Johnson. Does he keep the ball in touch? He does, but he just can't keep it away from Densmore. Great work, though, from Johnson.
Well done.
And he holds him up in that right-back court position, blocks the clearance. All in all, really good work there.
Yeah, great ball from Andy over the right back's head for Andy Johnson to get on. He's done really well to keep the ball in play. And yeah, plenty to be positive about here as well.
Guiseley are leading by a goal to nil here on Guiseley AFC Radio.
Great ball.
And now they have the ball once again on the edge of the 18-yard box. Brooksby goes running and can't go through, but Altrincham now can come away with the ball here. And Nicky Clee takes it down this left-hand side, plays it into Schmeichel. Schmeichel's looking to get past Jack Rea. Rea doing well holds him up, but it goes back to Clee. Clee on the edge of the area, gets it in with the right foot, in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Reeves was looking for it. Drench very calmly collects the ball, and at the second attempt too, with James Walshaw breathing down his neck.
Good kick.
Long clearance from Drench, looking to seek out Swain. The sort of delivery that we saw a lot of last season working, not so much this season. It has certainly worked this afternoon. Louis Swain and Alex Johnson hitting the touchline very well. The throw-in taken here by Jack Rea, up towards Swain on the edge of the area, taken away from him by Clee. Clee square now to Jake Molt. Molt, the midfielder, comes towards the halfway line, plays it out right here to Schmeichel. Still on the halfway line, Molt plays a poor ball forward. That's easy for Clark. Helps it all the way back, much to the disgruntlement of the home fans, to Stephen Drench. Drench plays a long ball forward, up towards Doughty, the left back, who wins that one. But Guiseley win possession back again here with Swain. Tries to help it through. Great ball from Swain. Plays it into Brooksby. Brooksby into the area. Bounces over the defender, but coolly, Stuart Coburn on the ground was in the right place at the right time. I'm not sure how intentional the save was, but he did take it away from Alex Johnson.
Yeah, great work again down this right-hand side with Wayne. He's put a great ball on at the 6-yard box where keeper's done really well, to be fair to him.
Now Altrincham have the ball inside their own half. And it's with Haven. Haven plays it square. Altrincham being forced into errors by the Guiseley front men. Long one forward now, looking for Schmeichel. Schmeichel's a real handful. Has a little push, surely, on Ben Parker there. Referee agrees. No question about that, was there, Danny? Free kick to Guiseley.
Definite foul. Ben Parker's running towards his own goal. He's actually shoved him in back. Yeah, no arguments there. But I think Altrincham are playing so deep. The back four are really deep. They're giving us plenty of space in there and causing a lot of problems.
Well, Guiseley lead with just 2.5 minutes to go before the break. It will be a lead that they'll want to take into the break. The next couple of minutes will be crucial. Long ball forward here from Stephen Drench. Up towards the
good tackle,
Louis Swain. Guiseley, though, lose possession just on the edge of the centre circle here. And it's brought forward by Nicky Clee into James Walshaw. Walshaw tries to just dink the ball into the penalty area. Nobody on the end of it. And you can probably detect some of the frustration around the stadium that Wally's ball there didn't quite find the man he wanted.
Yeah, I can see what he was trying to do there. Well, they were trying to get Reeves in on, and Reeves had stood still and not obviously read it. And it looked like an absolutely hopeless ball.
Well, we'll take that.
Yeah, we will, yeah.
Now it's picked up by Andy Holdsworth. Out wide to here to Jake Lawler. Lawler helps it on, looking for Johnson. just beaten to it by Densmore. It's a Guiseley throw. Keep it up in this territory. Just don't want to concede a goal, do we, before the break?
It's massive we don't concede. We're in control of the game. There's always that chance, though, where they're going to get that one opportunity.
Could be Guiseley, though. At the moment, Johnson's got it. Finds Brooksby. Brooksby about 20 yards from goal. Goes past his man. Gets down. The referee gives a waves an advantage. But how can that be an advantage? A perfect place for a free kick. But Guiseley still have the ball. Into the area. Up towards the edge of the 6-yard box.
That's poor refereeing, that is. He's got foul on the edge of the box there, and the ball's gone backwards. Can't understand that.
Well, it's one of those decisions. Not many seem to have gone for Guiseley this season. It's been one of those years.
Bowser's clearly showing his frustration on the sideline down here.
Well, quite reasonably. That actually very quickly, a throw-in goes into the area from Altrincham. Almost feeds through Damien Reeves. He just ghosted off the back, his marker, found ocean of space. Very intelligent play from him. Realised he was not going to be offside from the throw.
Can never take your eye off him. He's how he's got in there then, I don't. The throw-in is landed on 6-yard box. Nobody anywhere near him. It's a let-off, that is.
The inquest will begin. Let's hope we can get through to the break. Just 40 seconds of normal time. But Altrincham now have the ball on the halfway line. It's here with Leather. Leather, long ball forward, poor ball forward. Over the two front men. No chance for them to get on the end of it. Stephen Drench takes his time. Invites Wally towards him before picks it up. Hold your breath time, isn't it, just here now?
Yeah, it's so important we just see it out now. Done all the hard work, just see it out till half-time.
Header away. Picked up by Nicky Clee. Goes over him, actually. And then well won between Jack Rea and Potts. Picked up now by Doughty. Doughty lofts one forward. 1 minute of added time to be added. Andy Holdsworth dispossessed under a firm challenge. And the ball just bounced around, actually, in the final third at the moment for Guiseley before Jack Rea steps across and launches it out into touch. Important moment in the game now. Guiseley defending into stoppage time of the first half. Throw in to be taken. About level with the edge of the 18-yard box. It's Doughty. Well, he looks to take it. Opts to give it to Clee. Clee's going to do a long throw here. Launch one into the area. There's plenty of red shirts in that area. The long ball does come in towards the penalty spot.
Great header, Reeves.
Great header from Maynell, as Danny says. Super header. But it's a same again because Clee has it in almost an identical position.
Haver's coming up now as well.
Everyone forward now for Altrincham. Long ball into the area, headed away by Matt Clark, onto the edge of the 18-yard box, picked up again by Clee, under pressure from Brooksby. Brooksby steps across, wins the ball back, but can't get it away yet. Jack Rea does, up towards Potts. Potts under pressure from Walshaw, wins the ball back, does Doughty this time. Up towards the edge of the 18-yard box. Richmond with a long shot, takes a deflection, it'll be a corner. A corner.
It's good defending though from us there. Clark, a great header. Reese one before it as well. Keeping them at bay, limiting them to very little.
Well, the minute's gone by my reckoning. So we've into added time. This will be the last action of the first half. Nicky Clee will take the corner on the left-hand side. As you imagine, all the red shirts are forward now as Altrincham look for this equaliser. Up towards the edge of the 6-yard box, headed across the face of goal, knocked away by Jake Lawler. Brooksby helps it up away from Richmond on the edge of the area, and then the half-time whistle goes.
For that.
And as you can tell, there's a little bit of relief here in the commentary box because the pressure was on. No doubt about it, there was real pressure there in the final few moments. But reflecting on the whole first half, Guiseley are deservedly in front here, and it's been a super performance so far.
Absolutely. First half, we've controlled the game for 40 minutes. Last 5 minutes, maybe they've shaded it and they've been putting balls in the box, but I think we've dealt with them. Great work rate from the three up top, working, causing all kinds of problems. Absolutely, you've got to be so happy for them, haven't you? So,
well, it's been a really good first half of work from the men on the flanks, and particularly Alex Johnson, Lewis Swain. When they've gone forward, they've just done so much, and Wayne Brooksby to challenge the Altrincham back line and force them into errors.
Yeah, exactly. We see we can't. Opening that clear chance. I mean, there's a few half chances that we're creating, playing really well up until sort of like the final third at times, and just not falling for us. But I'm sure this half we'd keep doing what we're doing. We're bound to get a second goal.
Well, thanks, Danny. We'll be back for the second half. Full second half commentary to come. But in the meantime, to give you all the scores from all the grounds, our very own Jeff Stelling, it's Tim Richards.
Thanks, Colin. Maybe not that so professional yet, but we'll be hoping to get there. Yeah, as we say, so far so good for Guiseley. They lead at half-time 1-0 here at Altrincham. So we'll go through some of the scores from elsewhere. In the earlier kick-off in the Premier League, Manchester City beat Everton at 3-1. There were some cheers down in the clubhouse here at Altrincham, a side close to Altrincham here in Cheshire. So Manchester City 3-1 win earlier on in the early kick-off. Negredo, Aguero and Tim Howard own goal helped Man City on. Lukaku did take the lead for Everton, but in a game with a flourish of bookings, a tense affair, Man City held on for an excellent win at home to Everton. Elsewhere, the current half-time scores: Cardiff are 2-0 down at home to Newcastle. A Loic Remy double, the former QPR man there. It's been dominated by Newcastle so far, that game, and Cardiff just not having the run of it at home. Cardiff 0, Newcastle 2. It's goalless between Fulham and Stoke. The Potters travelling there to Fulham. Goalless at half-time. As well is Hull and Villa. They are both goalless. Villa on top so far in the first half, but no goals in that so far. And it's been a disaster of a first half for Crystal Palace. They are 3-0 down away at Liverpool. It's a tough place to go to at the moment. Liverpool, strong side. A Luis Suarez goal. He's back with the bang so far. Daniel Sturridge with a second goal and a Steven Gerrard penalty. How often do you hear that said? So Liverpool 3-0 up at half-time. And the later kick-off is Sunderland against Manchester United. Man U really looking to get back with a win. They're struggling at the moment. A draw in midweek in Europe. So Sunderland, Manchester United is the later kick-off. So we will get you the Conference North, Skrill North half-time scores when we can. They do take a while to come in though. So we'll hopefully get those for you. Remember, at half-time here in Altrincham, it's still Altrincham 0, Guiseley 1. A Michael Potts goal in the first 3 minutes of the game. After great work and a pull-back, left Potts in a great area to smash it with a hand from the keeper, just pushed it towards the corner. But yeah, so far, Guiseley have the lead. So we'll go into the Championship now. A few fellow Yorkshire sides in action today. The earlier game was between Birmingham and Bolton. That was at St Andrews, where Bolton pulled off an excellent 2-1 away win. They haven't had the best season so far, Bolton, but they're starting to make a recovery, it seems. Jermaine Beckford gave Bolton the lead. Neil Dans doubled that, and a Zigic goal for Birmingham only provided a consolation as they couldn't pull anything back. So that was an early result from the day as Bolton won 2-1. It's Bournemouth 1, Millwall 2 at half-time. Waghorn and Stroster with the early goals for Millwall, and Fraser pulling one back, an important goal just before half-time for Bournemouth. It's Burnley 1, Reading 0. Burnley, good first half lead there against a Reading side going well in the league at the moment. Ings with the goal on 21 minutes for Burnley. It's Charlton 0, Blackpool 0. Goalless there at the Valley. Blackpool slightly on top against a struggling Charlton. Blackpool going well in the playoffs so far. It's not going very well for Leeds at half-time. They are 2-1 down at Derby County. Derby went ahead in the first half with Martin and Russell, 2 goals in 3 minutes. But Pearce has pulled a goal back just before half-time for Leeds, so that's encouraging for the fellow Yorkshire side there. Doncaster, a great first half so far. 1-0 up against Leicester. Slightly fortunate way of scoring with Kasper Schmeichel putting it in his own net for Leicester. But Doncaster won't mind that. They will go into half-time very encouraged with the lead against Leicester. Leicester obviously third in the table for today. So great position for Doncaster. Huddersfield are not having a very good first half. They are 2-1 down to Watford. Again, a tough opposition for Huddersfield. They did go ahead through Ward on 17 minutes, but 2 Watford goals have turned that around, and going behind to Watford at half-time is not a comfortable position to be in. Middlesbrough are 2-1 up against Yeovil. Yeovil, bottom of the table, just 5 points to their name, and it looked so good for them early on. They went ahead in 4 minutes through Davis's goal, but Grant Ledbetter responded almost immediately on Adoma with a second goal for Middlesbrough to turn that game right around. Middlesbrough 2, Yeovil 1 at half-time. It's QPR 0, Barnsley 0. A tough visit for Barnsley to go to there, and they're holding out so far 0-0. Barnsley looking to get some points on board. They're struggling second bottom of the table at the moment. And Sheffield Wednesday 1, Ipswich 1 as a half-time score. Anderson did put Ipswich in the lead, but Antonio levelled a few minutes after for Sheffield for that Yorkshire side there. A late kick-off is Brighton v Nottingham Forest. Both sides going well at the moment. Brighton not having the season they expect, I don't think, but they can certainly improve, and that'll certainly be an excellent game. So that was the Sky Bet Championship. As we said, we are waiting on some results from the Conference North, which is obviously the important league for all you Guiseley fans. So when we get some more results, we will get you those. In League 1, we'll just run through the Sky Bet League 1. Brentford 0, Rotherham 1. Great first half for Rotherham. Bradley with the goal. Colchester 0, Wolves 1. Gillingham 2, MK Dons 2. Notts County 2, Crewe 0. Awful first half there for Crewe. Oldham 1, Leyton Orient 0. Peterborough are 2-0 up at home to Preston. Excellent first half for the Posh. Port Vale 0, Bristol City 0. Shrewsbury 1, Carlisle 0. Stevenage 0, Coventry 1. Swindon 1, Tranmere 0. And it's so far so good for Bradford. They are 1-0 up away at Walsall. Reed with the goal just before half-time. And Bradford looking on top there as they go into half-time. So moving down to League 2. Sky Bet League 2. The earlier result was the Devon Derby, which was Exeter v Plymouth. Exeter pulling off a very good 3-1 win there. Davies, Gow and Bennett with the goals. Young in the middle of those goals, pulling a level in it even for Plymouth. That one did finish Exeter 3, Plymouth 1, so great result for the home side. It's Wimbledon 0, Northampton 1. Bristol Rovers 0, Fleetwood 0. Bury 0, Newport 0. It's a bad first half for Mansfield. They're 2-0 down to Hartlepool. Mansfield 0, Hartlepool 2. It's an even worse half for Morecambe. They are 3-0 down at home. Morecambe 0, Chesterfield 3. Chesterfield, great first half there. Oxford United 0, Southend 2. Portsmouth are 1-0 up against Rochdale. Portsmouth were on Soccer AM this morning with a look into their training, and it is such a disappointment to see Portsmouth in such a struggling atmosphere at the moment, for saying how high up they were, but from a fellow football side, I'm sure everyone's hoping they can make a recovery, and they are leading 1-0 at half-time. Scunthorpe, Scunny are 1-0 up at home to Cheltenham. Great first half for Scunny. And Torquay 0, York 0. And finally Wickham 0, Burton 1. Good first half for Burton. They're going well in the league. Billy Key's goal, the difference between their sides. So we are getting closer to the all-important Skrill North. We'll go through the football conference. There's some interesting scorelines here at half-time. Aldershot 0, Grimsby 2. Alfreton 2, Forest Green 2. It's Cambridge 1, Hereford 0. Chester 0, Kidderminster 0. Gateshead are 1-0 up at half-time against Dartford. Hyde 0, Braintree 1. And listen to this for half-time score. Luton Town 3, Halifax Town 3. That is 3-3, a game full of goals so far. It just seems every shot so far is going in that game. It's Marshall, Ainge and Gregory with the goals for Halifax. Guttridge, Benson and Gray with those for Luton. So Halifax obviously involved in the behind closed doors friendly we were speaking before with Guiseley. Guiseley pulling off an excellent 3-2 win in that midweek fixture, if you hadn't heard already. Elsewhere at half-time in the Skrill North, in the Skrill Conference, I say, Nuneaton 1, Lincoln City 1. It's Salisbury 0, Wrexham 1. Southport 1, Woking 1. Tamworth 1, Macclesfield 0. Welling 1, Barnet 0. And we'll just try to run through these Conference North results now as the sides come back out. We have got some in here. It's Boston 0, Barrow 0, Brackley 1, Vauxhall Motors 0, Colwyn Bay 0, North Ferriby United 1, Oxford City 2, Stalybridge 1, Solihull Moors 1, Bradford Park Avenue 1. Bradford Park Avenue drawing at half time there after knocking Guiseley out of the FA Cup last week. Disappointing for the Lions. And Stockport having a great first half at home to Worcester City. Stockport 3, Worcester 0. Great first half. And Workington 1, Leamington 1. And another Skrill North half-time just come in. It's Hednesford 2, Gloucester City 0. So the results elsewhere we tried to get you some information on are Gainsborough Trinity v Harrogate Town and Histon v Telford. But as we said, it is Altrincham 0, Guiseley 1 here at half-time. And as the Guiseley players come back out for the second half, it's almost time to hand over to the commentary team. So Guiseley still leading with the Michael Potts first half goal. Guiseley looking for these 3 points, and it's looking good for them so far. 1-0 up. The players out on the pitch looking eager, and hopefully that second goal can come just to ease any worries. So it's time to hand back over to the commentary team of Danny Ellis, but first Nick Keefe.
Thank you, Tim. The team's back out on the pitch, as Tim says, and Guiseley will be looking to see if they can hold out this 1-0 lead that they went in with at half-time. They got the goal very early on through Michael Potts and had the best of the first half. And then Altrincham came back with a bit of pressure towards half-time. Guiseley will have been happy to get in 1-0 up. We're just looking down at the touchline here. It looks like Michael Burns is coming on for the captain, Andy Holdsworth, at the start of the second half. Perhaps, or maybe Andy Holdsworth has just come over to have a word with Mark Bauer. There's all sorts of changes happening. Carl Rogers is also coming on for Altrincham and James Lorry. So we'll just get you apprised of all of those changes once we've worked out who's for who. Michael Burns is on for Wayne Brooksby, thanks Danny. And Rogers and Lorry are on for Matt Doty, the left back, and Smeekley, the right winger for Altrincham by the looks of it. And you can imagine that Altrincham manager Lee Sinnott, Danny, won't have been too happy at half-time. He'll have wanted to have a bit of a word with them about maybe the deep line they were playing with in that first half. Yeah, I'm sure he would. I mentioned before about them they're playing so deep. I couldn't understand why they were playing so deep, leaving us so much space, which is always a bonus for us. And it needed changing. And I think they've changed the midfielder as well. So. Yeah, it did need changing. They were getting opened up quite a bit. So Altrincham just getting ready to take the kick-off. James Walshaw and Damien Reeves stood over the centre spot with the new man, James Lorry, just behind them. And kick-off is taken. Lorry plays it back to the left-back position. Cross right to Carl Rogers, who's at right back now. Rogers long, looking for James Lorry, but Matt Clark is across and cuts the ball out, puts it out of play on the Guiseley left. And Rogers will start again, just inside the Guiseley half, in field to Jake Moult. Rogers again in possession, looking for Lorry, who finds Densmore on the right, but it's played back again to Carl Rogers, who's in the right back position. We'll bring you up to date with the full team lineups. The Altrincham team now: Stuart Coburn, Carl Rogers at right back, and Gianluca Haven, Scott Leather, the two centre backs. Just wait to see who's moved to right back with Doughty off the pitch. We think it looks like Carl Rogers is going into the centre of defence maybe at the moment, with Sean Densmore at right back. Anyway, the midfield is as it was. Stephen Drench is about to launch a long free kick anyway into the Altrincham area. Challenged for well by Jake Lawler, just behind the post here, just blocking our view. But anyway, it's come all the way back to Rhys Maynell in the centre-back area for Guiseley, who's cleared it well, looking for the big man, Louis Swain, but Altrincham are in possession. The new man, James Lorry, making a nuisance of himself, but Guiseley again clearing it. Louis Swain chasing down well, pressuring Gianluca Haven there. In the end, Haven has to knock it out over the top of the stand for a Guiseley throw-in, and it will restart on the Guiseley right. So just to finish the lineup: Simon Richmond and Jake Moult in midfield, with Nicky Clee and James Lorry, and then the two strikers, James Walshaw, Damien Reeves for Altrincham. I'll bring you the Guiseley lineups in just a moment. Jack Rea about to take the throw-in, halfway into the Altrincham half on the touchline. Throws it to Jake Lawler. Sorry, not Michael Burns. It's Alex Johnson over there on the right, who was playing on the left in the first half. It'll take me a moment to work out who's where, Danny. You can talk me through this. Anyway, guys, who've got a free kick, looking to get the ball into the box here. Michael Burns walking over, looking to take that on his left foot, swing it into the box. The big men have gone forward for Guiseley. Only Ben Parker and Jack Rea have actually stayed back. Andy Holdsworth is on the edge of the box, and every other Guiseley player is further forward as Burns takes the free kick into the area, looking for Jake Lawler at the back post. Didn't reach it. Asked for a free kick, but wasn't sure how you saw that, Danny.
Yeah, poor ball in from Burnsy there. Well, he knows it, I'm sure. Interesting, they're bringing every man back for any corner, any set piece we seem to have. They're not leaving anyone up front, so it says it all, really.
Well, they seem keen not to go 2-0 down, and you'd have to say that a 2-0 lead for Guiseley would put them in a very commanding position in the game today, with Altrincham not having made that many chances yet, but they're looking better in possession now. And of course, as I say that, a long ball doesn't find James Walshaw, goes all the way through to Stephen Drench on the edge of his area, tidies up, and the ball's in Drench's hands.
So deep, I can't get over how deep they are.
It's true, and it has really stretched the game out. It means when Stephen Drench takes those long kicks that he's looking to get in behind, but now it's James Walshaw looking to get in behind Matt Clark, who's up against Rhys Maynell.
Oh, you chuck!
James Walshaw turns in the box, cutting onto his left, and the referee has given a penalty to Altrincham. Rhys Maynell, a judge to have fouled him just inside the Guiseley area. We think that was a little bit soft. We know that James Walshaw knows how to find a penalty. We've seen that enough times when he's been in a Guiseley shirt, but Danny, that's a little bit frustrating from a Guiseley point of view.
Anybody who knows James Walshaw there in the box, just he'll go down if he's touched in any way, shape or form, and he's done it there. He's sort of reeled him in and he's gone down, and probably what a penalty, if I'm honest.
And it will be James Walshaw to take the penalty. 4 minutes into the second half, referee blows his whistle. Walshaw steps up, launches it into the top of the centre of the net, and it's Altrincham 1, Guiseley 1.
The game's from the play, if I'm honest. I think you can't give penalties away though. There, it's not so frustrating.
I agree, Danny, that the word is frustrating. It was almost a little bit naive of Rhys Maynell to want to try and make the challenge there. And if he knows James Walshaw, as any Guiseley fan knows him, you know that's not a challenge you want to be making on Walshaw in the area. Nonetheless, it's happened, and Guiseley have taken the restart. It's 1-1. Michael Potts is battling against Damien Reeves and James Lorry inside his own half, and the referee gives the free kick Guiseley's way. Andy Holdsworth will be restarting it. No, Matt Clark to restart with his left foot, lays it out to the right-hand side to Jack Rea on the halfway line. Rea, long looking for Louis Swain, and then Jake Lawler plays it out to the right. Looking for Alex Johnson, but it's charged down well. Guiseley win another throw-in on the right-hand side. Altrincham defending a little bit more stoutly maybe than they did in the first half, although still very deep. Jack Rea with the throw-in. Down to Alex Johnson on the right. Johnson back to...
Well done.
Yeah, absolutely. Good work by Johnson on the edge of the box. It's Jack Rea in possession again. Good interplay with him and Jake Lawler. And they're just behind the post, which is causing the hesitation here. There's a post about the width of about 3 players. Makes it difficult to see. Johnson on the edge of the box. Plays it to Swain, looking for the return ball. Swain running into the box. Possibly a foul on the edge of the area. Referee doesn't give it. Guiseley players were asking for it. Altrincham passing it around on the edge of their own area when a clearance maybe would have done. And once again, Jack Rea on the right-hand side doing good work, but eventually Altrincham start to bring the ball out from defence. On the halfway line now comes over to Rogers. Rogers forward looking for Reeves. Reeves can't get there before Matt Clark does, and Clark plays it out for a throw-in. Guiseley players and fans don't agree with that, but nonetheless Densmore takes the throw-in quickly. Densmore again in possession on the right-hand side, looking for a cross, but it's easy for Matt Clark to cut out. Again on his left foot, finds Michael Burns. Andy Holdsworth on the edge of the box. Back to Burns, moving forward. Burns with the ball at his feet, approaching the halfway line. Long ball, very optimistic, looking for Alex Johnson. But it was a good 10 yards ahead of him, Danny, and he was never gonna find him that way.
No, it's a hopeful ball that from Burns here, straight through to keeper. These are starting to get in a game now. Altrincham, we're gonna have to be on his toes here.
Yeah, Altrincham have come out with fresh enthusiasm for the game in the second half, going about their business with a lot more purpose and already made, I think, than they did in the first half.
Yeah, totally.
Altrincham bringing it away on the left, crossing into Guiseley territory now. Jack Rea standing well off his man, but unfortunately the ball wasn't good. It came down off Clark though. Welshaw's in the box, so he's put the ball under net. A horrible error from Matt Clark. On the very edge of the area, chesting it down, not controlling it well, into the path of James Walshaw. Walshaw breaking into the box and beating Stephen Drench one-on-one. In the 8th minute of the second half, Altrincham, having come out 1-0 down at half-time, find themselves 2-1 up.
Well, we're just saying then they're getting on top, Altrincham. Ball in towards Clark, it's bounced, it's hit his chest. It's fallen to who else? James Walshaw has taken a touch into the box and finished it with his right foot. 2-1 Altrincham.
And you can hear it in Danny's voice. Absolute heartbreak for Guiseley, who did so much good work in the first half. But now, as Jack Rea moves down the right-hand side, plays it to Alex Johnson, and it comes off Michael Potts out of play for an Altrincham throw-in in the left-back position. Guiseley have got to start from a goal behind, looking to rescue something from the game that they were previously in the driving seat of. Altrincham start again with the throw-in on the left, looking for Reeves. It goes through Matt Clark, being pressured by Walshaw again. This time finds the pass back to Stephen Drench, who clears it well, looking for Louis Swain. Andy Holdsworth with the intervention in midfield. It's just ball just bobbling around in midfield, and eventually Haven clears it for Altrincham. Comes down onto the head of Matt Clark, who sends it exactly straight back where it came from. Louis Swain battling up against 2 Altrincham players, and eventually it's Nicky Clee who brings it away. Oh, just a bit scrappy in midfield. But it's Louis Swain who brings it away, running with purpose into the Altrincham half. Looked like he was brought down. You heard Danny Ellis' frustration there, but nothing given by the referee. And Jake Lawler, adjudged not to have handballed it, turns, plays the pass forward, looking for Alex Johnson. Johnson getting to the edge of the box, but Coburn was off his line nice and quickly.
It's a great ball that from Jake Lawler. Alex Johnson's almost got on the end of it, but keeper's done well.
55 minutes played. Altrincham make the clearance. Matt Clark and James Walshaw again. It looks like this will be a recurring theme of the second half, and in the end it's fallen to Stephen Drench to come out of his area, jump, head the ball down into control, and almost comical scenes there in the end. Stephen Drench has done well to get the ball out of play under a lot of pressure, a long way from home there, out on the right of midfield. And Altrincham will like to see that. They will like to see Guiseley's backline flustered in a way that wasn't seen at all during the first 45. Altrincham have it in midfield. Michael Potts is adjudged to have brought down Jake Molt. Altrincham take the free kick quickly, moving it out to the left, approaching the edge of the Guiseley box. Ball goes into the box. Stephen Drench collects it with 2 strong hands and looks to kick from hands down the right-hand side, looking for Alex Johnson again, but it's not finding him and it's not sticking for Guiseley when they play those balls forward. It's coming back at them, and Altrincham are getting chances to run at their defence here. It's on the left, played inside to Laurie to Rogers, plays it down to the right, receives it back and knocks it into the channel looking for Reeves. Reeves' first touch, lays it off to Densmore. Densmore inside to Laurie, who's played with his left foot across the edge of the Guiseley box.
Great
Good
tackle.
Intervention by Jack Ray, breaking from the box there, and Guiseley have a chance to bring it away. It's cut out well by Simon Richmond, and Guiseley will start again with a throw-in, approaching the halfway line in the hands of Jack Rea. Guiseley struggling to produce anything so far in the second half. Rea throws it straight to an Altrincham player. Jake Lawler battling well in midfield, collects it though, and it comes back to the feet of Rhys Maynell, who's in a 50-50 challenge, just about does enough to come away with it, and Ben Parker has the ball at his feet. He plays it right to Jake Lawler. Lawler's going to be looking for Michael Burns. Plays it back to Lawler and again to Burns. Burns on the right-hand side plays it out to Jack Rea, who will be on the edge of the Altrincham box. Guys are just looking for a ball. Michael Burns plays it back. Andy Holdsworth. The ball flat on the floor, looking for Alex Johnson. Johnson cuts it back.
Go on, Burnsy.
Burnsy breaks on the edge of the area,
what a
and it's
save.
a good save by the Altrincham keeper. Full stretch. Michael Burns testing the keeper for the first time in the second half. But Altrincham now are in a dangerous position with Damien Reeves all the way down on the Guiseley goal line, one-on-one up against Matt Clark. Turns him, gets the ball back to Densmore. Densmore crosses the ball into the box. No one on the end of it. Nicky Clee has it though on the Altrincham left. The pressure persists. He goes past Jack Ray.
Good
and
defending.
eventually good work by...
Great defending there from Rhys Maynell. Having said that, going back to less than a minute ago with Michael Burns' shot, great save from the keeper.
Altrincham take the corner. Nicky Clee receives it, plays the ball into the box on his left. James Walshaw gets it down. And would you believe it? Altrincham find themselves 3-1 up in the 13th minute of the second half. I think it was it Haven with the final touch? I'm not sure. But it was a dangerous ball across from Nicky Clee on the left. Altrincham kept the pressure up, and eventually, well, we'll just wait to hear who the scorer was. It was Damien Reeves. Well, of course it was. 2 for Walshaw, 1 for Reeves. This is the new partnership for Altrincham, and it's doing them great things in the Skrill North so far this season. But Guiseley are all at sea now, Danny.
Yeah, we've sort of gone back probably 3 steps this half. I mean, fair play to Altrincham. They've come out and they're passing ball around well, causing all kinds of problems. Said that, we shouldn't concede there from a corner with amount of height we've got, experience in there. It's just very basic. 3-1 Altrincham.
As you say, Danny, it was good pressure, but it was simple football, well executed, and Mark Bauer's not going to be happy to see his defence unlocked so easily 3 times in less than a quarter of an hour since the restart, where Guiseley led at half-time and now find themselves 2 goals behind. And down on the pitch, the Guiseley players need to regroup at the moment. They're giving away free kicks, they're giving away possession, and perhaps understandably looking a little bit like the wind has been knocked out of their sails. Michael Potts battles for it in midfield, plays it back to Jack Rea. Rea under pressure, loses his man, brings it to Andy Holdsworth, who finds Jake Lawler. Out to Jack Rea on the right-hand side, who knocks it over the top, looking for Alex Johnson on the edge of the Altrincham area, being watched by Haven. Johnson still has the ball, going out towards the corner flag though, and he's been forced out there. Alex Johnson does well eventually to win a throw-in, 5 yards short of the goal line, and Jack Rea will be looking to maybe get a long throw into the box. The advertising board's very close to the touchline here though, and in the end he takes a short throw, which is played to Michael Potts, who loses it, and Altrincham win a free kick in the process. And they're breaking at pace now, coming into the Guiseley half, fast laid off to Reeves looking for Walshaw. And it comes all the way down to Stuart Densmore on the right-hand side, plays a ball into the box, and Stephen Drench has to be alert to collect it on his 6-yard line. Turns it over quickly again to Swain. Swain to Burns. Burns' pass, not good enough. Straight to the feet of Gianluca Haven. for Altrincham, brings it to Densmore. Densmore with the crossfield ball looking for James Walshaw. Walshaw beats Jack Ray to the ball with his head, but Andy Holdsworth, the Guiseley captain, coming back and tidying up at the back of defence. And Stephen Drench knocks it long again, not finding a Guiseley man. Where Guiseley were winning some of these knockdowns in the first half, Danny, they're just not getting the ball now.
Yeah, we seem to be second best to all 50-50 balls at the minute. Everything's dropping to them, and they're coming through now, actually.
Yeah, Altrincham breaking on the edge of the box, inside the area, one man to beat.
That's a let off, is that? He's gone straight through the middle of us, and he's put it wide, probably about a foot wide, this right-hand post.
And it rolls agonisingly past the left post of Stephen Drench, and at the halfway point, are we at the halfway point in the second half, Colin? Where are we? No? And we'll just wait while Stephen Drench gathers his thoughts, ready to take his goal kick. Guiseley have got an awful lot to do to try and rescue anything from the game, and to be quite honest, at the moment, they look like they're hanging in there just to stay 2 goals behind at 3-1. Drench takes the goal kick, strong header by Haven, and it comes all the way through back to Stephen Drench on the edge of his own box. Picks the ball up, and Guiseley will start again. Long ball forward, looking for Michael Burns, beaten to it by Jake Malt. Malt out left. Altrincham working it down the left, long ball through the middle, looking for Laurie, and again Stephen Drench on the edge of his box, doing a lot of sweeping up there at the back.
Yeah, good positioning there from Drench here. He's sort of anticipating ball over at top now. Because, I mean, they're getting quite a lot of joy from it. They'll give it away in a bad area here.
No, Michael Potts losing it. Damien Reeves has it at his feet, moving into the Guiseley half. Plays it to Laurie. Laurie looking for Walshaw. Walshaw gets in behind Reese Maynell, but that's free kick has been given Guiseley's way for maybe a push or an elbow by Walshaw on Maynell that was used to turn him and get past him.
Yeah, we'll give ball away again in centre at Park. I think Michael Potts, you can't give ball away there. He's put Walshaw through, and I think he's sort of pulled him back. So we're quite fortunate there, getting a free kick for us. But yeah, we need to be a lot more tighter in there.
Guiseley moving all their players forward. Only the centre-backs in their own half as Drench takes the free kick on the edge of his area. Looking for Jake Lawler. The ball is knocked down to Jack Ray, but he plays it up. And in the end, that's too easy for an Altrincham man to cut out. Altrincham working it down on the left now, and Jack Ray just looking to see Nicky Clee back into his own half, and the ball is back in the Altrincham half. Knocked forward into the left-hand channel, but there's nobody there for Altrincham. And Guiseley will get a chance to start again with Jack Ray down at right back. Guiseley deep inside their own half, though. They have a lot of work to do to get into Altrincham territory. Altrincham keeping a higher line now, all apart from 2 Altrincham outfield players are in the Guiseley half as Jack Ray restarts with the throw-in. Header by Jake Lawler goes straight out of play, though. Surrendering possession to Nicky Clee, who takes the throw-in quickly to Laurie. And Andy Holdsworth has to be alive to pick out the ball. Michael Burns is not able to keep possession. It's taken straight from his feet. Altrincham building again from the back. Coburn out to Clee. Clee in field to James Laurie. Heads it on, looking for James Walshaw. Walshaw holds the ball up well. Under pressure, plays it back to the left back. Moving into Guiseley possession again, and it's Clee. Clee on the ball, back heel. Nice football in midfield from Altrincham, playing with a lot more confidence now as the ball works all the way across to the right to Densmore. Densmore plays it forward, looking for Reeves. Reeves is in the corner flag area, plays the cross into the box.
Had to be, yeah.
And Ben Parker has to cut it out for a corner to Altrincham. Altrincham keeping up the pressure well in this second half.
Yeah, they've really turned it up this half, Altrincham. They're playing a lot higher, getting on the ball, switching it out wide, causing a lot of problems for us.
Altrincham, the corner comes in. Haven gets his head to it, but he's beaten in the air by Matt Clark. It breaks to an Altrincham player, though, coming into the edge of the box, in the 6-yard box. Squares, Damien Reeves has a shot.
Well shot,
and eventually, wouldn't you know it, it's James Walshaw who picks up the scrap, tucks it away into the net for his hat-trick on his first game against Guiseley since leaving them in the summer. And hasn't he put Guiseley to the sword here? In the second half, 3 goals in the first 20 minutes of the second half.
Yes, Very simple from Altrincham, ball in the box. We haven't dealt with the first ball. Luke Raver, I think, has won the first header. It's come down. Their fullbacks run past Clarkin, pulled it in, and it's just a simple tap-in for James Walshaw on his hat-trick.
And what a game of two halves this has been so far as Guiseley restart 4-1 down, having led at half-time. Find themselves under pressure. Matt Clark with a long clearance, a forlorn long clearance, really looking for Alex Johnson, but he was never going to win that in the air up against a tall centre-back, and it's Altrincham breaking with pace into the Guiseley half. Again, Nicky Clee not being challenged, moving the ball forward, and eventually it's just a slightly loose pass that allows Jack Ray to collect it, play it back to Stephen Drench, who clears it long to Michael Burns, whose header is not directed. And Guiseley in the end lucky to start again with a throw-in on the right-hand side with Jack Ray, almost level with their own area, and this is where they've had the ball in the second half, doing very little in Altrincham territory, struggling to make those passes stick to Alex Johnson since he's moved out to the right in the second half, and Louis Swain, who's playing through the middle. Michael Burns has not been able to keep the ball at his feet. He struggled to get into the game a little bit, I think, and as we reach the halfway point in this second half, Danny, thanks for walking me through this. This is my first try at commentary, so thank you for walking me through it. As Laurie breaks with the ball on the edge of the area, might not be done. Densmore gets the ball and he takes a speculative shot that sails high and wide over Stephen Drench's goal. And we'll get the final thoughts of Danny Ellis before the changeover. The next voice you'll hear will be Colin Robertson.
Yes, we thought we're getting ball going long, playing into Altrincham's hands. They're winning everything at back now. There's not a right lot of positives we can sort of say at the minute about this second half performance. Just obviously need to go for it. There's no, a 4-1 down, the game's pretty much dead and buried.
Yeah, well, thank you, Danny. Guys are now coming forward on the left-hand side. Not so sure I want to be commentating. I was about to take myself off to the pub. It's been a pretty woeful start to this second half from the Lions. Torn apart by Altrincham, who have performed brilliantly, to be fair, in this opening 20 minutes, and as much as it's been disappointing for us, you have to commend them for the way that they've attacked this game, and virtuoso performance from James Walshaw.
Yeah, it's got to be said, they've come out, changed their strategy, and they've created endless amounts of chances. James Walshaw obviously scoring 3 as well. But yeah, they're passing it around lovely. That's give them credit where credit's due.
Altrincham once again come forward down the right-hand side. The ball looking for Richmond. It's cut out back here to substitute Carl Rogers. And to Richmond. Tackle on Richmond. Comes in from Rhys Maynell. And Guiseley win the throw-in here on the near side. The Lions trail 4-1. After leading at half-time by a goal to 0, Michael Potts had given Guiseley the lead at the break. And James Walshaw's hit a hat-trick. The first rather dubious-looking penalty, but after that, it's just really exploited defensive errors and just shown that sort of touch and finish that at the moment was somewhat lacking. And we just have a hold-up whilst the free kick's taken. It's going to be 2 Guiseley. Just inside this touchline on the left-hand side, Andy Holdsworth will take it. Lions get some yellow shirts forward. Perhaps there'd be a way of getting something back into this game, a foothold back in this game, if nothing else, if we could get one now. Holdsworth whips the ball in up towards the penalty area. Matt Clark goes looking for it. Headed away, only as far as Potts. Potts, though, with his back to goal. Turns well, gets a shot away. No, not quite sure if it's a shot or a cross into the box. Either way, it evades everything. And it's gone behind for a goal kick. When you're on the field, Danny, and you're 4-1 down, and it's turned so much, it's hard. I imagine it's very hard, actually, to try and get back into the game, turn the game back into your favour. Yeah, especially 4-1 down, it's so difficult. I mean, it's not alright, like you can sort of, you can push for it and risk of conceding another goal, or you keep it tight and just try get some off and stop them playing. But at the minute, we just have to keep working. I'm sure there'll be another chance come. You never know, and just try keep Altrincham out. Guys, he just build up an attack down the left-hand side, cut out by Densmore. And then Maynell tries to get the ball back from the clearance from Densmore. And as has been the way of these things, just hasn't been able to control it this half. He's just lacking in the hit for confidence after the break by an absolutely rampant Altrincham. Holdsworth now battling for the ball with James Lorry. Back here to Malt. Malt back to Haven, and it goes all the way back to Coburn, who himself pulled off a wonderful save from Michael Burns. A shot that almost got Guiseley back on parity, but was excellently saved by Coburn. Lions now with a huge task as we enter the final phases of this game. Almost done as a contest though, and the Lions once again having to defend as the ball goes forward from Coburn, headed away. 19 minutes left in this game. It'd be a heck of a turnaround if Guiseley could get something out of this. Reeves and Walshaw combine. The ball through from Walshaw all the way through to Stephen Drench.
Yeah, they're working well together. Damien Reeves and James Walshaw causing quite a few problems.
Yes, and Guiseley now have the ball in the halfway line with Holdsworth. Helps it forward here to Alex Johnson. Johnson back to Jake Lawler. Lawler inside his own half. Experiencing the pressure that Guiseley were putting on the Altrincham defenders in the first half. As the Lions help it down the right-hand side. Picked up now by Michael Burns. Inside Altrincham territory. Helps it back to Jack Rea. And then Guiseley win a free kick. Right out by the touchline.
I think we've just changed Reese at left back and now Ben Parker playing as like a left winger. Just try to get Ben on ball a bit more on this left hand side.
The free kick to be taken by Burns, just a couple of yards in from the touchline, halfway through the Altrincham half on the right hand side, floated in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Up goes Jake Lawler, he gets a head onto it. Alex Johnson tries to take a shot. He was facing away from goal, had to spin on it, took it with the left foot. It was ambitious, it was a difficult chance, and in the end it's ended up with the goalkeeper. And Altrincham can counter-attack immediately down this left-hand side, trying to feed in Richmond. Well defended by Jack Rea. And Guiseley now still have to defend because Laurie's coming forward. Long one forward. Overhit, goes all the way to Stephen Drench. And as Danny was alluding to, Jake Lawler in centre half now. Ball forward now to Michael Potts. Potts on the centre circle. Under pressure every time he's on the ball. Obviously identified as someone who was getting a lot of space in that opening half by Lee Sinnott. And guys have been prevented from playing in the second period. Good work though here. Excellent work from Louis Swain to recover the ball back, then tries to feed one through to Burns. Doesn't work this time. And the counter-attack immediately launched down the other side. Jake Lawler will see this, back to Stephen Drench. And the sting of the game has gone. Quick fire, 4 goals within a spell, by my reckoning, of 16 minutes. Have given Altrincham a pretty unassailable lead. Guys, you have the ball on the halfway line with Jake Lawler. Square now to Rhys Maynell. Headed forward, picked up this time by Rogers, helped over the halfway line to Reeves. Reeves tries to dink the ball through to James Walshaw. They're hungry for goals now. Walshaw certainly wants to get a fourth, doesn't he?
Yeah, good. Could see what Reeves were trying to do there, just play Wally in. Like I said, they've linked up quite well together, them two. And he's just overhit it through with Renshie.
Guys, you have the throw inside Altrincham half for a moment now with Ben Parker. Parker playing more advanced role now this half. Lays it square to Swain. Swain goes running down the left-hand side, overruns it, and it's out into touch. What sort of changes? I mean, there's going to be a substitute. What sort of changes would you imagine being made now, Danny?
Well, I think he's going to change it. I think he's going to probably go more of a direct 3 up front and go try get a goal back. Yeah, he's bringing Ryan.
Well, this is a lad that's been spoken about beforehand. We were talking about this with AD. He's come from Sheffield University football and impressed by all accounts in training, and be interesting baptism of fire, won't it, this afternoon here at Altrincham? 4-1 down, but is this the right time to be making that change?
Yeah, I think it is, yeah. Just crying out for somebody up there just to give us a bit of spark. It's gone a bit flat. I'm sure Ryan can. He's done really well in training, and he's obviously scored a couple of goals behind closed doors.
Well, let's see how he fares this afternoon. He's not yet on, no, because the ball hasn't gone out of play. Now it will, because James Lorry's just brought down Andy Holdsworth on the halfway line. And so it's going to be Alex Johnson who comes off. Alex, of course, has run himself into the ground. He had cramp, I think, the first game after working so hard in that game that we lost. I think it was against Bradford Park Avenue, but he's coming off, and it's Ryan Williams and Michael Potts is the other man coming off, and he's going to be replaced by Paul Ennis. What's your first thoughts on that then?
Yeah, he's just going to go. I think he's not really surprised, if I'm honest, on the substitutions there. And it's key now for Ryan just to get on. Sort of shows what he's got.
Well, Stephen Drench has come to take this free kick right in the halfway line. Helped it towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Punched away. The aim was to hit the head of Matt Clark. Drench playing sweeper role a long way from ground. And he heads it out. James Walshaw then just slips and tackles Andy Holdsworth. No malice in it whatsoever, but it was a bit of a late challenge, and free kick has been given.
Yeah, we're quite eager there, Wally. I didn't think he meant to take him out as he did. Purely accidental, but a foul to us.
Guiseley with a free kick right inside their own half. You always hope that Stephen Drench doesn't slip when he comes out this far.
There's a few of them been slipping on that little patch down there.
I was just going to say there's quite a few marks on the field, but Drench's touch is once again true. Plays the ball up to the edge of the 18-yard box, but it's easily cleared. Rhys Maynell, under pressure immediately, has two forwards looking and lurking. Damien Reeves is one of them, as he helps it back to Stephen Drench. Drench coolly clears up to the edge of the centre circle when Matt Clark tries to take it down. Guiseley now with a lot of bodies forward, trying to get something back in this game. Maynell goes forward, he's bundled over by Molt. Free kick's given. Guiseley take it quickly with Parker. Square now to Paul Ennis. Ennis flips it up with the right boot into the area, but it's away from Clark. He's playing a sort of makeshift striker role at the moment. And it's going to be time for Altrincham just to cool things down. They just knock the ball about inside their own half. Richmond, Leather and Richmond just playing triangles. Taking the ball away from Guiseley. Just trying to take any sting out of any Guiseley attack. Launched clear by Coburn. Headed back by Maynell. Finds Burns. And then Ennis. Ennis helps it on. Onto the edge of the area where the Williams strike. The substitute gets a shot away. Blocked. Goes behind for a corner. But just a sight of some of the attacking, counter-attacking play that we saw in the first half.
Yeah, better play there from Guiseley. He's got in as Ryan there and he's tested keeper. Corner to Guiseley.
And it is a corner as we head into the final 10 of this game. And on this right-hand side, Burns steps across to take. Whips the ball in towards the edge of the area. Up goes Clark. Flicked away from him, surely. But no, the referee says goal kick.
Yeah, great ball in there from Burns. Clark has got well, he would have liked to have got a bit more contact on the ball there, and it's just skimmed out. Gone out for a dead ball kick.
Well, if you're just joining us, the news isn't good. Altrincham lead by 4-1, and it's been a funny old game. Guys are leading at the break thanks to a Michael Potts strike, and not only leading deservedly on top, they were the better side, but credit to Lee Sinnott, he's rung in the changes at half time and his team came out really fired up. James Walshaw's been the man who's done the damage, a hat-trick from him, and Guiseley now find themselves 4-1 down. Damien Reeves with the other one. Still, there's plenty of endeavour into these final few moments now from the Lions. Seeing if they can get something back in this game. Andy Holdsworth just has the ball on the edge of the centre circle, loses out to Richmond though. Walshaw picks it up, plays a nice one into Richmond. Richmond tries to feed in Reeves. Easy for Clark, but he rather hurries the clearance and it is launched into the stand. Throw into Altrincham on the halfway line, and it's all slowed down now.
Yeah, they know what they're doing, Altrincham. They're just slowing the game right down, shutting up shop and forcing us to sort of like go along.
Long one throw down this left-hand side. Goes looking, I think it might have been a touch from Jake Lawler that James Lorry was looking for, and he inferred that it was a corner, but it was in fact a goal kick. Guiseley now have the ball inside their own half. And they're not having the time to play the ball from the back as they were in the first half. That's been one of the big issues of the second period. They're doing well now with Andy Holdsworth. Comes over the halfway line, plays it into Burns. Square now to Ryan Williams. Williams making his debut, gets the ball back to Holdsworth. He's already had one of the 2 shots that Guiseley have had in this second half, as Williams in his short spell on the field. Ball down the right-hand flank, goes looking for Burns, but it's too far by Ennis, and we're going to have another Altrincham substitute. And of course, wouldn't you know it, it's Danny Boschel come to join the party for the final 9 minutes or so of this game. I'm not quite sure who he's replaced. I think it might be Nicky Clee. 9 minutes to go. Just really a word on that substitution. Nicky Clee has had a great game, hasn't he?
He has. Second half, he's done really well. Great shift from him, and obviously now we've got Mr. Boschel on the pitch, so this will be interesting.
Well, I'd suggest that's a defensive move for them, just to hold on to the ball really and retain possession and keep Guiseley trying to run around looking for position, looking for possession.
Yeah, he'll keep ball well with Bosch in there for him just to see it out this last 10 minutes.
Header out, Guiseley have a throw. No, they don't. Altrincham have a throw. Shows what I know. Last 7 minutes, 8 minutes or so. Can we go home now? Altrincham 4, Guiseley 1. It's not a good Saturday afternoon. The first half was great. We really enjoyed the half-time break.
Yeah, it was so positive at half-time. To be fair, Altrincham and Lee Sinnott have done. They've changed the tactics, and it's worked wonders for them. You know, they scored 4 goals within the first 15 minutes. So credit to them.
Guiseley now just have to watch as the ball comes down that left-hand side once again. But good work from Jake Lawler.
Yeah, he's done well there, heading ball back to Drencher there.
He's always looked fairly comfortable to me from the sidelines at centre-half when he's gone into that position on the 2 occasions this season. Yeah,
I think he has, yeah. Both times he's done it. He looks quite natural there. Obviously he's good on ball as well with him being a midfielder. But he's versatile as well to play at centre-half, obviously with his size as well. Always helps.
Coburn just gets the ball back and just launches it out into touch. I think what Danny's meaning is big and gangly. But 838 fans here. It's just been announced. And most of those won't have travelled and will have enjoyed their afternoon. Guiseley fans who've come have had a tough afternoon, but they have got the ball now. Ball whipped into the penalty area by Burns for the Lions, but it's headed away. And Altrincham have it on the halfway line once again with Reeves. Reeves helps it out to the right-hand side where the overlapping Sean Densmore comes up from right back. Tries to go in field, cuts past Andy Holdsworth, blocked by Clark, picked up now by Reeves. Great footwork from Reeves. Feigns past his man and then takes a shot which just deflects wide off a Guiseley defender. It's going to be another corner to Altrincham.
Yeah, classical counter-attack there. Ball played up to Reeves, he's held it up really well, played it out to the right-hand side. He's gone through and tried a shot, it's gone out for a corner. The
corner now from the left-hand side has got Altrincham attack, goes into the penalty area, flicked on and flicked away. Finally, Andy Holdsworth steps in there and launches it up to the halfway line, up towards Williams. Earns his side a throw.
Done well there, Ryan.
Yeah, he did. He held him up, didn't he? It was Carl Rogers who was putting him under pressure. The centre half. Williams earns a throw. Parker now with the throw. Just holds up for a little while. Louis Swain tries to get on the end of it. Beaten to it. And then Rhys Maynell's given a free kick away against Damien Reeves. Bit of a coming together more than anything.
Yeah, it's right in front of linesman there. He's flagging all over the place. Obviously right in front of his eyes as well. free kick to Altrincham on this right hand side.
Not necessarily free kick you'd expect, but if you give him the decision to make. Densmore, well watched, this time by Ben Parker, takes the free kick away from Reeves, but Altrincham still recover the second ball, as they've done all the second half, done very well. Danny Boschel now on the halfway line, looks for options to the left, and it's all just slowing down. And Guiseley just have to run around and try and get hold of the ball as Rogers and Densmore have it on the halfway line. Densmore steps forward. He's got Burns to beat, plays a lovely ball in there towards James Walshaw. James Walshaw runs free, but just takes a heavy touch as he tries to round Stephen Drench. It was a tricky angle, and it's gone behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, he's worked it well there. Bosch getting on ball, playing a little 1-2, getting it back, and he's tried playing a ball just round outside. He's taking just a bit too much of a bigger touch there. Wallins just tapped it out for a dead ball kick. But another chance for Altrincham.
Drench with the free goal kick. Guiseley don't win the header. It comes back into the Lions' half. Headed away by Clark. Now Altrincham can move forward. Once again with Reeves. Reeves is cut out by Clark and Rhys Maynell. Pressurised by Walshaw. And then Walshaw jumps at his feet and concedes a free kick. Oh, that's the curious free kick I think I've seen for a while.
Yeah, it's typical Wally for you there. He's on floor, rolling around. I think he's tried diving with his hands there to stop ball. I'm not sure. I'd give a foul away anyway.
Well, I'm sure
character like.
He'll be happy with that on the balance of things.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
I'm sure you'd have liked to have matched up with him this afternoon, would you?
I'd have loved a battle with Wally today, but not meant to be.
Well, hopefully it won't be long. Free kick now taken by Drench into the area. Nobody can get on the end of it. Williams goes chasing. It's looked fairly bright since he's come on.
Yeah, he's worked hard. Ryan has. Getting in and about, looks busy and lively. Good touch. It's quite hard though, especially when obviously a 4-1 down chasing game, they sort of shut up shop. They're packing men behind ball, leaving one up top, leaving you very little room.
Last couple of minutes now. Guiseley with the ball on the right. Jack Rea gets it in here, up towards Ennis. Ennis tries to get the ball in, but Guiseley have earned the corner. Another ball bounces back off the pitch as it's returned. So we'll just get that one off before the corner will be taken. Burns steps across to take it on the right-hand side. Guiseley trailing 4-1. Takes it short to Ennis. Gets the return. The ball whipped in up towards the back post, but it's overhit and it's gone out and behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, a bit of a wasted opportunity there from our point of view. We've had a corner on our right-hand side. Burns has just overhit it, gone out again for dead ball kick.
And so we head into the final minute. Guiseley trailing 4-1 after leading at the break here on Guiseley AFC Radio. It's been a tough second half to watch. All goals today have been brought to you by Nick Keefe, who has been sharing the commentary duties with us this afternoon. At the moment we've just got a lull in play, as there has been much for the last 15 minutes, as Altrincham very professionally just closing the game down. Now start things up on the left hand side, moving down the left flank with James Lorry, the substitute, working well through many yellow shirts until Jack Rea gets a foot on the ball. Andy Holdsworth lays it out nicely to Rea. Rea just doesn't have the options ahead of him. He's cut out and has to rely on blasting against the Altrincham man for a throw.
Yeah, there's not a right lot of options there, like you say, Colin. He's having to go long, and I mean, they're quite happy for that Altrincham back four, sort of playing at their hands, like I said before. But yeah, what have we got left? 1 minute.
Yeah, 10 seconds plus stoppages.
Yeah, they're just seeing it out now. Altringham's keeping the ball. No need for them to rush. 3 minutes.
3 minutes, yes. And it's not going to have any material impact on this game. But it's remarkable, really, that such a short spell of the game could be so comprehensive. 4 goals within 16 minutes.
Wow.
Guiseley just have to work through these last 3. It's so disappointing, isn't it, after the first half?
So I'm so frustrated, me. I'm sure everybody else is, but the manner in which we've sort of died in second half, I can't understand it. First half, absolutely brilliant. Creating chances, and second half, it's just been like we've not even strung a pass together.
Well, Lewis Swain has the ball down the right-hand side just for a moment.
That's a foul, isn't it?
He's going to be pulled up for a free kick, I'd have thought. The referee shows pity. But it doesn't mean anything because it goes up to the halfway line anyway. Guiseley then concede a throw-in because Jake Lawler's touch won't have been what he'll have hoped for. And it's gone out for a throw-in on the halfway line, literally on the left-hand side. Taken very quickly by Altrincham as they move down once again. This side of the field looks to feed Richmond through. Well defended by Maynell, under pressure, but now he's got 3 red shirts around him and he's the only man on the ball. Plays it out wide to Parker, does well, down towards Williams. Williams has got Haven ahead of him, goes looking for it, and Coburn lofts the ball forward.
Great
controlled
touch.
Brilliantly by Reeves. A good tackle from Clark on Walshaw. Everyone's on the ground at the moment. It's a bit of a rugby ruck. It comes out by Molt and it finds Reeves, and Reeves plays Molt through, but Rourke's offside. It won't count. He hits the upright anyway.
Yeah, Wally's rolling around with Clarkie there, and I think ball were under his foot, and somehow it's broken to Reeves. He's got in, he's put him through, and he's just offside.
Well, Michael Potts has been given the man of the match for Guiseley, and not surprisingly for Altrincham, James Walshaw has picked up that accolade. Potts had a good first half, didn't he, as well?
Yeah, he did. Getting on ball a lot. I think they've sort of like put someone on him. This sort of, well, they did do this half, and had no choice but to change it. Bowes. Credit to Wally, man at match. Probably deserved so for goals he scored.
Saying that through gritted teeth, I am.
I know. It hurts me to say it as well.
Clark has the ball on the edge of the 18-yard box. Launched forward by Jake Lawler. Not much left of this stoppage time until the full-time whistle comes, which will be a sigh of relief in a way after guys have been pulled apart. But great tackle there from Andy Holdsworth to take the ball away from James Walshaw. Referee does decide to stop it. If it was a fight, it might have been stopped about half an hour ago because Guiseley were undone in the end. After leading at the break, Michael Potts, his goal after 3 minutes, had contributed to Guiseley going into the break 1 goal up, and a good first half performance from the Lions all round, in which they were deservedly 1 up at the break. But then the second half, it all went wrong. It started when James Walshaw won a penalty after being brought down by Rhys Maynell in the area. 2 quick-fire goals followed, 1 by Wally, 1 by Reeves, and then finally the third inevitable hat-trick for James Walshaw. And Altrincham have run out 4-1 winners this afternoon. Danny, your final thoughts on what's been a pretty disappointing performance?
Yeah, it's disappointing in the word. But it's just, I can't understand how we've gone from being in fully control, like you say, Colin, first half, to being absolutely turned over, like in the manner in which we conceded goals. It's hard to take any sort of positives from it. But fair play to Altrincham and Wally hat-trick. He's a mate, but we should not scored.
But, I mean, all credit to Altrincham. We've said it at the break.
Yeah.
2 substitutes came on. Rogers and Laurie came on for Smeakel and Doughty, and I actually thought Smeakel had a good game in the first half of all the Altrincham players.
Yeah.
But he rolled the dice, didn't he, Lee Sinnott, and it's worked for them.
Yeah, he has. It's worked wonders. So I mean, like you said, there were 4 goals in 16 minutes. It's they really turned it on, and then they just sat back and they were happy just sitting back and just keeping the ball. Really frustrating. There's Wally's got his bottle of champagne. He's keeping ball.
Well, it's I don't know how to describe this. It's kind of like watching Germany win the Euros at Wembley in '96. This at the moment. It's like everything going wrong. But at the end of the day, we didn't expect to get 3 points here this afternoon necessarily. It was always going to be a tough ask. There's some positives in that first half performance to take away. couple of weeks off now before Histon, plenty of time to regroup and gel the side that showed some great promise in that first 45.
Oh, definitely, without a doubt. There's obviously we have got a good team there. It's just tapered out. Well, it just came out as like a steam train, like an express train in the second half, and they've scored 4 goals. But I mean, there were 4. Well, one mistake, but penalty. And take James Walsh out of the scenario. It might have been a different score, but never mind. There's always positives to take out from it.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry we couldn't bring you a better result this afternoon. It's finished here, Altrincham 4, Guiseley 1. But we'll be back in 2 weeks' time for the game at Nethermore at Histon. But for that, thanks to Danny for joining us this afternoon and for Nick for the commentary. And we'll see you next time.